Iron, we're live here at the station of decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neal.
That would make me terrible, Troy.
This is Annabelle Lecter.
Yes, and we're joined by the fine people who made Head Like a Hole, which was one of our favorite movies at Boston Underground Film Festival. We're not just saying that because you guys are here. It was one of our favorites. We lead Steve Kasan.
Hello, Scallywag Steve, I guess. That'll be my
All right, I like that.
Well, that works.
Scallywag Steve.
Yeah. And Stefan MacDonald-Labelle.
Stupid Stefan?
Stefan.
And stupendous Stefan.
No, it's going to be self-deprecating always.
Oh, okay.
Stupendous.
Scallywag
Scary Stefan, but
No, it's going to be stupid for sure.
Okay.
Thanks for being so generous with your time and allowing us to invade your wonderful podcast.
Oh, we're very happy to have you.
Yeah.
So for people not aware yet, can you give them an idea of what Head Like a Hole is?
Yeah, sure. So it's a absolute no-budget feature film starring my good friend Steve, who I've worked with for a hell of a long time through pretty much every project I've ever done, who's had immense faith in me, which I'm incredibly proud of, like what we were able to do. But the premise of the movie is it's follows a down and out man who's like recently unhoused. And he's finally able to secure gainful employment. But unfortunately, the job that he's given is to take up residence in a home and measure a hole in the wall of the basement to determine whether or not it's growing in size. Very anti-capitalist. Hopefully I did a good job there, and that's a good, succinct explanation of our movie.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's hard to explain what your movie's about without going, on forever. So I thought that was done perfectly.
That was pretty much what I got from the trailer, So
Okay, great.
That's what's me, so.
And that's the critical piece of this story is it's not just a guy looking at a hole in the wall.
Of course.
It's also a horror film.
It is a horror film. I think the structure of the movie, it kind of like bookends two horrific events. And the intention there was to say that like when the cold open occurs and you're like, oh my God, it allows you to understand that eventually the movie will get to that point again, and hopefully the audience that sees it will kind of like go along for the ride and kind of understand the game we're trying to play with our movie, I suppose.
Steve, what did you think of the idea when you first hear about it?
Well, as Stefan said, I whatever idea, I trust him, and all the films and all the works that we have done is that as going with Head Like a Hole, is that it's very quirky, it's very out there, it's very out of the box. It's not your standard horror film. It's not your standard what you see today. And for me, I like that. I like being in projects where it's off kilter. It's not what you expect. It's not we have some dialogue here, some little drama, jump scare, blah blah blah. Then we go into the next thing. Then we go into the next sequence. No, there's actually progression here, and there's weirdness, and you don't understand what's going on, and it's again a quirky. It's unfamiliar. And that I trust with Stefan because, we like let's admit it. Like the horror genre, there's so many movies which is the same thing. It's of varying degrees. It's all good. We all like it, but it's pretty much the same thing. But maybe I like the stuff where it's not the same. Where it's okay, we're going this way. Let's go this way. And that's what Head Like a Hole is. It goes all the way.
There's also a great human story there too for your character. Like this is a guy you can really feel for throughout the movie. About there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of complications.
Because we're all down and out, and we all need some money. And in desperate times, like what are we gonna do, right? It's like in some ways when you look, how far are you willing to go for just to pay the rent or pay whatever phone bills you have, whatever, even just food, or what are you gonna do? Some people go the extra mile, or some people like take these odd jobs and you don't know what to expect. But you do expect that, I'll get paid at the end of the week or the end of the month. So that's reassuring. But what do I have to go through to get paid, right?
Yeah.
And in this case with Asher getting into this situation, I know Asher's getting paid, but I gotta measure a hole. Okay, fine. Oh wait,
More than obvious. It's more than that. It's
yeah.
because while you're watching the movie, it's like this is this guy's whole life now. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, he might be making X amount of money that keeps going up, but like at what cost can he ever enjoy it? Because it's seemingly like all he ever does is live in this house.
And that's almost that's exactly how I know with me with my where I work at. It's like, yeah, I want to be more with working with Stefan all the time, like making wild, effed up horror films
Me too, man.
do all of this. But I gotta do my 9 to 5. I gotta work, and even after we finish this, I gotta get back to work, like do some stuff. How committed am I to my job? Because that's the thing, like, do I really want to get committed to this and pull me away from what I really want to do? But I have to do it, right? So that's why here it's like, okay, I'm measuring a hole. I want to get paid. How much am I attached to like this hole?
How attached are you to this hole? I think that's the quote of the episode for sure. I mean, like, to echo what Steve's saying, like, I work as an editor, so like when I was putting this together, it was like the morning hours and the evening hours, and then editing in between those two things, and it is just like an immense amount of work that took like a year to put together in post, and like it requires like a level of commitment. And like what I can always count on with Steve is like he's like 100% in and gives literally everything that he can for his roles. That's why, like, I think he's been in everything I've ever done except for one project, and we were booked on something else. That's the only reason you couldn't do it. It was like a Halloween short, and I was like it had to be done at a certain time, so like I had to move forward with it. But like I want Steve always there, because Steve's like, one of my favorite actors that I get to like have fun with all the time, and like that's what this is about.
The weirder, the crazier, the better.
Oh, totally.
At least someone will see it and say, okay, I haven't seen that before. And that's the main thing. Right?
I have a billion projects that are like equivalent weirdness to this that I'm like ready to go on. So
it is very unique. Like, this idea it does for those of us who do have to like go do that grind.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the trade with such a bizarre, measuring the hole. So it is, like you were saying, Steve, it is that unique film. I'm sure there are other things that are about capitalism and the challenges, but this particular idea is so clever, and it was captivating to see the progression.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Cool.
And, the movie takes place primarily in the one house.
Yes.
Maybe just a lot in the one room, maybe a few rooms. So finding the right house, or did you already have that in mind when you were writing it?
Yeah, so I knew that I wanted the basement to be my basement. We shot like a portion of another short in that basement, and I'm like, it just like looks decrepit. Like I go down there and I'm like, bad energy, man. It doesn't feel right in my basement.
Yeah, I'm actually hosting the show right now from not your basement, from my basement. So, yeah.
If you were
Check
in my
your
basement right
he
now,
might be there.
that might be a plot twist to this podcast. Where, like, I'm in your basement.
The
right
podcast
now.
is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, exactly. Some Black Christmas, or what's the
The Stranger is calling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When a Stranger Calls, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Also a good movie. So I knew that it had like the aesthetics that would work for what I want to do, but like we've used my upstairs for like a billion different things, and I was like, I just want to do something different. I don't want to look at it again in like a film and have to like edit this thing that I'm like, it's just the same aesthetics that I've dealt with a billion times. Like, what can we do that's new? And I was kind of like putting out feelers as to like what works, and Eric, who plays Sam, he's like, oh, we could maybe shoot it in like my folks' place, and they could just like go up to their cottage while we're shooting. And I was like, okay, we'll take some pictures and like let me know if ultimately they'd entertain that offer. And he sent me the photos, and it reminded me of like my folks' house. Like there's like, it's like a time capsule that like is like just perfect aesthetics. I just like love the look of it, and it made me feel like at home. And thankfully there were like absolute kings and let us shoot in their the exteriors their house and then the interiors their house. So those are the two primary locations. Then all of the exterior stuff is around my house. I live in Hamilton, so a lot of industrial decay around me.
What was the decision to make the movie black and white?
So it initially was in color. I didn't make the project with the intention of having like a black and white film. The cold open was always going to be in color, so that's in color. But I was looking at the film and I was like, something doesn't like feel right about this. Like you can just like intuit that like something's not working. And I was like, oh, I'll do a black and white color grade. Yeah, it's kind of like stupid to say color grade for black and white, but like that's what it's called. Yeah. And I started playing with like that look, and I was like, it just felt right. That being said, I was like kind of worried because if you see something black and white, you're worried that you'll like eliminate your like a portion of your audience. Mm-hmm. Which like fair, like I understand some people have like personal hang-ups with like watching certain types of things. I get that. And then second, I was also worried about people thinking like, oh, here's like some pretentious movie, which like absolutely not. If you've seen the movie, like you cannot level that like accusation at it. So I was hoping like whoever would check it out would like overcome those kind of like two hurdles and kind of get on board with it, because I think the black and white helps it sell kind of like there's this like junk sci-fi underpinning to a bit of the story that feels like it works in like a 1950s kind of like sci-fi movie to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. And I thought the black and white really just like sold all of that to the point where like I couldn't see it as being anything other than black and white. And my producer, who like was aggressively against it being black and white, finally agrees like, yes, it should be black and white. So
I think it works in black and white. I was just interested in why. And I like what you said about the 50s feel, because I kind of like a Twilight Zone almost, I think.
Yeah, that's a buddy of mine who did the poster made that comment, and I didn't even think about it at all, to be honest. And once he said that, I was like, oh yeah, of course, that makes complete sense. Like I think that's a good way of kind of like describing the vibe of the feature film and how it's kind of like bolstered by the black and white as well.
Mm-hmm. And just an offshoot, the movie The Mist. If you've ever seen the black and white version, I think it really enhances the movie.
I want to thank you. That is a huge hell yeah. The black and white version of The Mist is so much better than the color version. I completely agree. Yeah, it also helps the VFX.
Yeah, it hides some of the in color. You could still tell that it's a lot of CG, but it just works better than the black and white.
The color matching color levels with VFX is incredibly difficult. And going black and white eliminates a lot of the seams that you would see with color. So for that movie, like 100% like helps like leaps and bounds. It moves at leaps and bounds ahead of the color version, I think.
Yeah. So they're not playing this, but I would check it out.
It doesn't feel with your film like, oh, this is like covering something, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So like you've all been saying, like it's this Twilight Zone. It just feels appropriate. I mean, people are in suits and ties, and like the stark contrasts that are in there, it seems like it really does work well. I think it helps enhance the things you're supposed to be paying attention to.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And I think the dialogue has this kind of it's a combination of like the mundane but with like very weirdness. Yeah. And I do think the black and white that works on some level there with the dialogue, because it does feel like it's from another time. You're not really sure what time it's from, I think, at points.
But also, like the whole resurgence of black and white, even today. Like if you go on, say, I don't know how many of you guys have TikTok or Twitter X or whatever app you have.
I am on TikTok actually. Yeah. So
like when anyone puts a black and white filter, like everyone makes a huge buzz about it and make a comment. Oh, this is cool. This is really nice. So black and white is like I know from my time, like going into. I remember in high school taking film class, like nobody wanted to see black and white movies because black and white was old. But now there's a whole, like I said, a resurgence of it, and see so many films re-release with a whole black white version of it, like a Blood and Chrome, Logan, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And even some games get played in black and white. What's the samurai one?
I didn't even know that.
I don't
You said
know.
you said Godzilla already, right? Because
Yeah,
Godzilla. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that one's
In
great.
black
That's
and white,
yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's a perfect.
And they did the
movie.
Chrome version of Furious Road, the Fury Road, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now there's this whole resurgence of like, okay, we have all these filters, but then somebody puts a black and white filter on it, and suddenly everyone wants to go, oh, this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even modern movies, like there's The Girl with the Needle. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. Very hard watch. I gotta preface, it's gonna require like it's pretty grueling throughout, but it's a great movie. It was submitted, I think, for the best foreign language for I can't remember what country it came from. It's gonna hurt my brain. Like Poland, maybe.
Let's see.
Oh, could be.
Yeah, I think Annabelle's looking it up
I
for
am
us.
looking because I don't want to forget it.
Yeah, I feel
Someone's like, it's hard to watch. Yes, Danish.
Danish. Thank you. Very good movie though. I really liked it. Also black and white. I think with a 4:3 aspect ratio, like it's like a television styled.
That too is like that whole aspect ratio is coming back now, right? It's like everyone
Yeah,
whole like 4:3.
Or they will just play with the aspect ratio. You know,
Yeah.
like it's not as just a set thing anymore.
yeah. Even like our movie, the cold open is I'm like right next to me here is my CRT television here, which is what I filmed for the cold open. Like I put the footage into my television, filmed the screen, and then I used it's the television's natural black mask as the mask to kind of like cut off the frame. Just to say how DIY this movie is, I'm like literally here beside the television that I filmed off of. Even all right, here's an even more DIY insight into this movie. There's gore that reconstitutes in the film, just like it's like little interstitial moments, like very quick, abrupt things. That is pumpkin guts on a sheet pan in my kitchen. Like that's as DIY as you can get. Like it's pretty ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do the amount of money. I think is it like a 10K budget?
It's like a 10K US dollars, so it's like 13K Canadian. Yeah.
So it's like it's unreal. I looked at it after. I'm like, how much did this cost?
So
really, really good.
even making the movie was way less than that. There's a 5K portion of our budget that is just our post audio finishing costs. So that's like post production. So like making the movie was even less than that. Like it is like it's just like friends coming together to make something. It's just like how hard can we work, like, and what can I do with without a crew, like Steve, Eric, Mitch, they'd like jump in and like help move stuff around and rejig stuff for like new scenes. Like it's just like a way that I would prefer to work than more like traditional ways, I guess, if that makes sense, with like a larger team where I kind of just like, oh, I'm gonna sit back and let everybody else do everything. It kind of lets you kind of keep going and rock and rolling in a way that I find like really endearing. I don't know how you feel, Steve. You might be like, I don't want to do that anymore.
No, but also like everyone pitches in. Like
Yeah.
the more everyone pitches in, and the more like we get scenes done, and the more we clean up, the more we go home.
Yes.
Little
Getting home is
incentive
key.
there, I like that.
You want to stay or do you want to go home? It's like, okay, let's clean up.
Yeah, like every lunch, I'd just be like dumping footage and audio onto hard drives to back it up in multiple places, and then I do it at the end of the day as well. After that would be like the call sheets and figuring out like what scenes we're going to be doing on the next day, because we shot I think pretty reasonably. There weren't like really long hours, and in order to like fake nighttime for a lot of shots, we shot pretty much during the day, almost the entire time.
Yeah.
We would put like neutral density filters up on the windows to just cut the light. So it's like what you'd put on your camera lens to reduce the light hitting the sensor, so you could open up your shutter and have like more shallower depth of field. Or sorry, your aperture, not your. Okay. I used the wrong word, but like it allows you to shoot a shallower depth of field outside of natural light. But we essentially put filters of that onto windows to just cut the light and make it appear as if it were night.
It appeared like night.
Yeah, we tried.
I think the idea of hello, Dave.
Dave Deadman Bajor, he's in Canada. John's also in Canada, and he wants to know: are you guys 9 Inch Nails fans?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Accurate. I have an interesting. So when we were in Boston, I was like telling a story of like some of the jobs that I've had. One of which was in like a recycling plant. Before I started working there, like my dad would pull like things that were like misprints would get recycled for like comics and stuff like that. So I get like a ton of comics with like the Pantone color bars that were like cut wrong on them. So I just like get a bunch of like comics that way. That's like how I learned about like, you know, what would become like one of my biggest interests. And 9 Inch Nails was a CD that he got from the garbage essentially that he gave to me. It was like the Downward Spiral, and I was I'm 39, so I was pretty young when it came out, I think. But like it was like a formative album, and then like I think that I kind of like got away from 9 Inch Nails through like my 20s, and I kind of came back in my 30s. So that's my 9 Inch Nails story. I'm here.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And 9 Inch Nails began, I believe he started with samples from a factory he was working in.
Interesting. I had no idea. That's cool.
That makes
The
a lot.
industrial part was actually like sampling the sounds of machines.
Yeah, I was very anxious about like the name obviously isn't actually like the song title for Head Like a Hole. There are like some like similar thematic elements, but Head Like a Hole is like a resistance song, and this movie is like about subsistence or or like it kind of like accepting your fate, as grim as that might be. So very, very different thematically. But I was like worried. I'm like, am I gonna get sued for using this? Because song titles aren't an issue typically. We did consult an entertainment lawyer, and they were like, "Yeah, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it." So,
I would love it if Trent sues us or says, "Hey,
If you're out there,
it would be the most unpunk thing to do in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're the little guy. Come on, help us out here.
But it's good bragging rights.
Yeah, exactly.
you were one of us, Trent."
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's instant street cred right there, I think.
For sure. So balls in his court, I guess.
It's all on you, Resner. It's all on you.
Well, just for him to say, "Hey, nice," or something.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, so, like, in terms of like how the title relates to like Steve's character is like meant to be like quite like ambiguous throughout. Like, he doesn't have like a lot of like the vehicle that he lives out of doesn't have much things in it at all. And when you try to think of like, you know, he says he likes music, but like there isn't much else about like his personality that's revealed throughout the film. He's meant to be kind of like a blank slate, for which kind of like all of his work comes on to like becomes him essentially. Like he's meant to be quite like not to be mean, but like a little bit like a bland. Like he doesn't have like a lot of like personality tent poles that you could like say like, oh, I understand what this guy likes, or yeah, you're only supposed to understand like the situation that he's found himself in, and hopefully he's general enough for a lot of the audience members to be able to like empathize with his position. So Head Like a Hole, like he's quite literally a void-like person essentially.
But in a way, that's how we like. Sometimes you go into a new workplace, so like your new surroundings, right? How do you assimilate to this environment? And going in, it's like, okay, should I be more open to people, or should I be, there's always that resistance of say, I don't want to be too outgoing with you guys because I don't want them to think I'm weird or something like that. Because you come up with your coworkers and they act they act very comfortable with you. It's like, whoa, man, listen, we're just coworkers, okay?
Yeah.
So
like BDSM Steve.
Yeah. Exactly. So you're coming into this workforce, or you're coming into your new job or whatever, and it's like sometimes the work molds you into not being open, but more being you get attached to the job in a way.
Yeah.
And there's a connect in there with this film, is that I hope people get that as well when when they go to their regular jobs. I go to my job. I always got to keep my mind. It's like, I don't want to get too attached here. This is just for the bills.
Steve, what was it like working with Jeff MacDonald, who I think is great in the movie?
Oh, it was fun. Because
Have you worked with him before?
No, first time. The fun thing about that is, thank God he had all the stuff to say, so that's the one good thing. But I think sometimes, like, when you always have a character that's putting things out there, and not to say it's easy, but it's fun to react to whatever they're putting out. So that's the most fun, is giving all the reactions and trying to, as Asher, understand what the hell is this guy's talking about, right? So, yo, just pay me. Just take me.
It says a lot for you when you're acting that you mentioned, like, you didn't say a lot, but I don't think of your character in that way. Because you're expressive, and we can see where your mind is going. We can see what you're thinking.
It's almost in I don't want to say it's comparable to this film, but one of my favorite films is Rear Window, and the one thing I like about Rear Window a lot is that it's very immersed, and all the reactions Jimmy gives, like, we as an audience would give as well.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel. It's like, say, okay, I see Lonely Hearts, take a sip. It's like, and they cut to Jimmy, and he's like, whoa, what's happening here? And it's like, that's what I'd be doing. So in that same way, it's the same with Asher, is that all the reactions, hopefully, that I give, it's natural reactions that an audience will be giving as well. Because, again, we're going in to this new place, and you got this guy telling me about this whole measuring it and the importance of this measuring this whole of my life and the significance of the universe and everything. I'm like, yeah, sure, buddy. Can you add an extra $45 to this, please?
Yeah.
Can you just add more? It's like, okay, thanks. Yeah, sure, man. And then it gets more and more and more and more, and it's like, am I starting to believe this bullshit? Right? It's like, so.
I feel like the intention was that your character kind of gets, like, addicted to the comfort.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he sticks around, because, like, we track him it's almost like the better part of a year. So, like, you're living in a place rent free, making an insane amount of money. At a certain point, you could be like, "I'm good, guys, bye," and just like leave. But you don't, because, like, this is, like, the most, like, autobiographical portion, is like, I would totally do that. I would just, like, stay out of comfort, and that's, like, how I end up in, like, the job that inspired this movie. Is just like a very low value of, like, myself, and, like, I don't feel like I deserve more than this, so I should just be comfortable with what I have. And that is, like, why Steve's character Asher stays in this role. It's, like, the most emblematic. Like, there's a lot of, like, Asher in me, sadly. I'm just trying my best out here, but
But that's the trap you fall into. Like, you get very comfortable at work. I sometimes, as I mentioned, like, talk about my own work. I get very comfortable, and it's like I have to keep reminding myself, like, no. Look, don't get too comfortable here, because this is not really meant for me. Yeah. But I find that, like, if you talk to a lot of people, they get really into it, and that takes away from what they really want to do. And when you hear, like, all these people that they go on their own, they're successful entrepreneurs or whatever you want to have it. They always say that, no, I quit my 9 to 5 and I ventured on my own. But it's taking that step. And the problem is that you get too comfortable, because, okay, if I take the challenge and if I take the plunge of leaving, then I got to start the shit all over again, right? Yeah. Whereas I accumulated all my hours and times. Hey, I got 5 weeks of vacation or whatever. I got some bonuses. I don't want to leave. But then I'm stuck here. And then with Asher is that, okay, it's going on and on and on. But, I got, as Stefan said, I got a free place to stay. I got food. I got a husky boy always looking at me all the time.
I cut that line.
But this is a plus for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
well, then we know.
Yeah.
By the way, Eric Hansen is watching the show right now. So shout out to Eric, who's also great in the movie.
Yo, Eric, what's up?
And so, is Eric a friend of yours? Like, how did he get involved in the movie?
He reached out to me via Instagram, and he lives. I'm in Hamilton. He lives in like maybe 1 or 2 neighborhoods over, and it's just like, oh, we should like meet and talk. And when I was putting this together, I was like, hey, like you should work on this together, and he became Sam. So there's like very little strife in putting this together. I think the strife has only been like the amount of work it's been to like finish it.
Mm-hmm.
But like putting it together, like aside from some prosthetic issues that I alluded to in our screening, but I'm kind of staying away from because I don't want to like delve into any spoiler territory. But we had a very complicated final day that was absolutely torpedoed. So our final sequence of our film was shot like literally a year apart, and I don't think anybody noticed that like that was the case. But
no, I didn't know that until until you mentioned it.
Yeah.
So, I also want to mention, you told us before we went live here, Rue Morgue has written about the movie.
Yes, absolute saint / king Mike Gingold came up after the movie and was like, oh, "I loved your movie," and gracefully, and I'm incredibly grateful that he like wrote a review of it, and it is a very, very wonderful. Yo, hello, folks. Yo, hello, folks. Back at you and your family, Eric. A very, very kind review. I'm like incredibly humbled. I'm here we go. 1 second. I'm a Rue Morgue subscriber. So it's super nice to have somebody who, to be recognized in like a publication that you actually read. I'm a big genre fan. I'm like, I'm right here with you guys. We're all part of the same family. Like,
yeah. If people don't know, we hung out with Stefan at Buff, Annabelle and I, and it was clear that you're a big movie fan, horror fan. And we all clicked right away. It was a good time.
Oh, that's awesome.
I had an absolute blast with you guys. I like knew it like initially. I'm like, okay, you guys are like my people, and that's wonderful.
We felt the
always
same.
Find your tribe. That's wonderful.
Yeah, like I some people do horror or like genre because it's like profitable or like the easiest like road in to making a movie, and like this is all I want to do. And like I like my biggest regret I think is like taking so long to like make a feature. Much of like the regret of like the Asher's character is like a lot of regret that I feel for like not starting way sooner. And like I was like, oh, I could have like 5 movies done now or something, and like I could be like well on my way to like maybe getting something with like more money or whatever. I'm trying to remind myself to just be like comfortable with like where I am and where I'm at, and to just like roll with it and to not stress out, because I think when you stress out, if you're like trying to make your next thing, it can really become like impediment. Like it needs to be like amazing and good, and it just becomes like a reason that the wheel's not turning and you're not progressing forward. So just the creative struggle.
Yeah. Steve, are you also a big horror movie fit guy?
I am. I wouldn't say like I like genre films of all kinds. I wouldn't say I'm really deep in. Like I don't go to cons or that much or anything. Well, I got no money to do that. But the thing is that with horror films and genre films or sci-fi films or what have you, is that I mean. Yeah, you could say it draws parallels to our regular world, or it draws this and this and that, but it's just fun. I mean, we're making movies, we're making narrative. It's like it doesn't have to reflect the real world. It can reflect a little bit, but you're telling stories, right? So why not just go out there? If you're gonna go to 10, go to 20, or if you're gonna make it weird, go weirder. If you're gonna go edgy, go edgier. Because who is there to stop you and tell you, it's like, no, don't do it. I understand the aspect, they say about, you got to make it for audiences to see, or this is for a niche audiences. Well, how do these audiences become niche? You got to put it out there to see, right? You got some motherfucker would have come in and say, oh, you know what? Chud is pretty good. I like that. Or oh, I don't like Chud. Okay, whatever. Well, Jordan Peele likes Chud and he made Us. So
Yep.
So there's one person, and look what he did. So whether you like the movie or not, the
I'm a
point
big
is
Chud fan too.
I'm a Chud fan too. Chud's a good
Gotta
movie.
love Chud. Yep.
Yeah.
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Yeah.
Love, yeah.
the thing is that you just got to put it out there, and like there'll be a
Yeah.
group of people who do like it, because
Yeah.
we're all the general audience.
Well, there
Then
won't be an audience for anything unless you actually make it for people
Right,
to see,
right.
you know?
But then you go into what you like, but you first need to be exposed to it, right? And I find that with horror films, you can well, except for ratings boards, I guess, but no, there's nobody is there to tell you no, don't go too far, or don't go
Yeah.
too out there.
Yeah,
Just
you
what
make
feel.
You make a good point. So I think that like when you make a movie for no budget, or you have like less barriers in your way to make whatever you want, and that's like the gift. Like you can like literally make whatever creative decisions you want without having to get like tons of pushback. Like where I told the story when we were doing our Q&A, like I mentioned like where I wanted the movie to go in its like final moments, to like a producer who had like optioned another one of my scripts, and I was like, would you want to come on board and like be involved in some way? And when I told him where it went, he was like, no. He's like, I'm on board with everything else, but like where it goes is like I can't. And if I'm gonna make it on my own, I'm gonna go to where I want to go, because I like trust my taste, and I hope that an audience will kind of like get on board with it. And that's why like Boston Underground was like the best. Like I was so nervous going into it, because we're the like little film looking up at like all the big boy films next to us, and I'm like, are people just going to be like, this is no budget and stupid? And all of that anxiety went away in like the first like 5 minutes, and people were like laughing at what they're supposed to laugh at, and like it was like good, like consistent laughter throughout the theater, and it like made me feel like, okay, I did something right, you know. Like it was so reaffirming, and gives you life.
Yeah, I don't want to make the show about myself, but I just know from watching I'm just saying, I experienced having my film at a festival, and going in, it was just like, I've seen it so many times. Like, is it funny? I don't know. And then it was one of the most nervous things ever, going in to watch it with with an audience. And when you first start to hear people laugh, it goes from the most nervous thing, like maybe I shouldn't even made this, and then it's like, oh, people actually get it, and people are digging it, and then then it's an amazing experience.
Yeah, totally. Like it just, I can't express like how nice everybody at Boston was. Like Chris Halleck, who introduced us, was like, Chris is the nicest person in the world, and like came up like so excited, like, oh, I loved your movie. And it's like the first time that anybody, period, that like I've received like via email, like programmers who are like, oh, I love your movie. But like to have somebody come up and be like actually excited was the best thing in the world. And like Nicole, the festival director, is amazing. Her partner Evram is fantastic. George, Kevin, I'm forgetting other folks, but like it's like literally the best collection of people. I'm not saying that because they picked my movie. I'm just saying that
no,
because
they are
the nicest.
Cool.
Yeah. Like
I was really happy to see Chris there, because he hadn't been there for the last few years.
There's something in the water, like that community of people. It's like if of anywhere that I get in, if I get into like nowhere else, like I don't care, because like this experience is like it. I mean, like our distributor would probably like us to get to more festivals, but like for me personally, like this is the experience that was like great, and I'm excited about it.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's awesome. It's nice to
Jamie.
have been a part of your good experience.
So Jamie says it's so awesome to have an entire theater laugh at a film you're in. Steve, how do you feel about people laughing at your comedy?
Jamie Hill's from Skinamarink, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How do I feel about people laughing at me? That's good.
Good.
Appropriately.
Laughing with you.
No. Yeah. I mean, that's the. Well, whether you, as long as people are getting an emotion, right? So
yeah,
that's the whole deal. That's the whole point of it.
And, Steve, when did you know the movie was going to be black and white? Like, what was it when it was like finished? Did you know it at like some point?
I think Stefan told me like halfway through, it's like this is going to be black and white. I think, or when we're going to when he showed me I think a scene what he shot. I was like, oh, it's black and white. Cool.
Yeah, I think I just like showed him a scene and I was like, I think I'm just gonna do this because I'm pretty like when I'm working on something, I don't just like I'm not insulated while I'm doing it. I'll like send stuff to people and be like, hey, like, what are your thoughts? How are you feeling about this? I like just like a pulse check with friends typically. So I think you probably learned it that way.
But to me, like it works in black and white. Like this, not to sound too filmy pretentious, but like when you add the shadows and you add the contrast to it, it gives it really gives a lot of weight, a lot of like a lot of emotion into drama into like what's happening.
Yeah,
and that's what I find with black and white. And now it's now when you see films today, they all stick into this one specific color grade, right? And with everything, and it's like, okay, like everything looks the same. I get why, but there's nothing really different. Whereas with black and white, it's as I mentioned before, it's a resurgence of it, and it's funny like how things cycle around, where the old ways are being new, and all these old techniques are now like, oh my gosh, it's the kids are liking it.
yeah. Even like look at like I'm trying to think of like examples, but like Frogman was shot on like high 8.
Oh yeah, we were fans of Frogman. Yeah,
I have the TerraVision Blu-ray over yonder. Yeah, big fan as well. But to Steve's point, like a lot of like things that were unpopular, kind of like swinging back around. You know, the pendulum is like,
like board games. There's all these board games coming out now, and that makes us happy. Pinball's actually made a comeback. They actually make new pinball games.
Fully agree.
Which is funny because getting back to black and white, Stern did that with the Godzilla pinball machine. They made a 70th anniversary, and it's black and white.
Oh, that
it's
sounds
the
cool.
same game, but it looks awesome. It just like there's something about it that pops. It's just really cool.
So I went to university in Ottawa, and there's a bar that opened up since I've left called House of Targ, and it is like a pinball arcade bar that is like very, very cool. If anybody's in Ottawa and find themselves in Lower Town, go see House of Targ.
Nice.
I don't know if any Canadians are in the mix, but
well, if you're ever back in New England, our Troy now, we've been trying to get Annabelle to go. It's Play Arcade, and it's a similar idea. It's a bar arcade, and they've got tons of pinball. It's great.
I love it.
It's the coolest because it's $7 and you can play like all night long.
It's free play.
Till 2 a.m. Yeah,
good.
It's
awesome. Nice. I like that. So, not to like get ahead of ourselves, but we are going to make a new movie, and if Buff will have us, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Yeah. And hopefully, Steve can make the scene.
Yeah,
yeah. I try to cajole him into going, but like I don't know, life is hard, you know. It's like
definitely
hard to make time to come out. But
he had holes to measure.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, even living nearby, it's like getting time off from work. I live an hour away.
Yeah.
And just trying to match your life with your passion, it's challenging.
Totally. So even like Mitch, my producing partner, who we like did the like story, we beat it out together essentially. He lives in Newmarket, which is like north of Toronto, and Hamilton's west of Toronto. So getting to see him, it's like a 15-minute drive, but it's like an hour and a half with traffic. So like I hadn't seen him in like months until Buff essentially. So like it's hard to even like meet up with your friends, you know. We're like in the US meeting up. That's how ridiculous our lives are.
Wow. That's okay.
This is probably getting ahead of yourselves, but Dave wants to happen to know when, I know where it may end up to watch. So I guess either streaming or release.
So right now we're looking at early 2026 is probably when it's going to release, and it'll be, it'll do like the typical like TV rental, like Apple TV, like the rental window that you typically get. Then on to like I assume like Amazon and what other streamers would take it, and then eventually where everything ends up is the wonderful Tubi.
That's right.
Yeah, I love Tubi. Find me on Tubi. I'll be there.
That's-
Yeah.
Tubi's the place.
As a fan, I love Tubi. You can find cool, weird stuff. There's so
Oh,
much
yeah?
like cool old stuff. It is, and from
Well,
what I understand, they're the nicest to independent filmmakers.
That's correct. Yes. That being said, like we might end up in other places depending on how well this does. You know, the Rue Morgue article goes a long way. Getting into Buff goes a long way. Us doing well at Salem will go a long way, and if other festivals accept us, we'll hopefully do well there. So what was the Tubi comment? I saw a Tubi comment.
Yeah, Jamie says she loves Tubi, and we have our stuff on Tubi.
Yes, 100%. Tubi is king.
And
Or
I was
queen,
going
you
to
know.
say that Tubi is how I found the movie Rabid Grannies. It's pretty
You never know what you're going to find on there.
It's awesome.
We tried to track down the director, but we could not find the director of Rabid.
Yeah, good luck on that one. There's like so much like Vinegar Syndrome stuff that's on Tubi that I like Champagne and Bullets and like some ridiculous like action schlock from the early
all
80s.
the canon stuff is there. Like yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, Invasion USA. That's what we're saying.
Oh, Invasion USA. That's a
Invasion USA,
movie.
Delta Force, Mission Iraqi. Oh, these are.
I
This
saw
is,
that at the drive-in years and years ago. That was
Oh,
that's
Invasion
that's
USA.
true cinema. You know.
Yeah,
That's
Silent Rage. Silent Rage.
Oh my
Anybody?
gosh, the Hitman. Oh, forget it.
Steve, what kind of movies like were you watching that made you like, this is what I'd like to do someday. I would like to become an actor.
So my favorite film of all time is Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, one of our favorites too.
Main reason is because like I love the whole sword and fantasy.
I
aspect.
do, yeah. Especially at that era because they weren't like schlocky. They were made like a real movie.
That's the thing because when you watch Conan, is that okay? It's based on a comic. It's a sword and fantasy film, but it's the best way I can describe it is that this is pre Lord of the Rings. It's like no, I'm taking this property seriously, and it's elevating to more than just a genre film. This is a full grand adventure film. This is almost operatic in a way.
Yeah,
There's
and it's an adult movie too. It's not like childish or anything.
and there's so many scenes where it's just music and just action and just sequences and scenes put together and even with Arnold, like this is Arnold at a time where before he became this caricature, right? That it's a very subdued performance. Yeah, you get where scenes where he's high and he punches the camel and all this other stuff, all the good stuff. But there's so many little acting beats of Arnold where Milius he just honed in and he made Arnold like stay as Conan, just be almost this introverted kind of figure,
absolutely.
right? And there's so many times where he doesn't say anything, but he's thinking, and he's pondering what to do next. And it's just a grand film. When I saw this, I thought like, oh, they can make movies like this, and that's the one that made me say like, okay, if they can make movies like this, then I want to be part of where I can make something like that, or be something where it's like it's more than just what it's given. It's more than just what you see, right? It's taking whatever it's presented, but it's more than that. It's not constricted to whatever category that it is, and that's my favorite. That's my favorite film. And then I got into Hellraiser 2, expanded that more. That's my favorite horror film. Actually, I like that more.
I love that you like Hellraiser 2.
Yeah, you go into the fucking see the fucking Leviathan and Dr. Chernard and shit. Holy and
help me, I'm in hell.
Julia's awesome.
It's fucking
Julia's a
crazy,
sick-ass villain,
right? I'm hoping that they can just supercut 1 and 2 together, like into one thing.
Oh, there you go.
That makes more sense. But it's so cool.
There's a fun fact about Hellraiser 2. So it was made in England, I believe, and the currency transfer was impacted when they converted their currency. So their budget shrunk like when they went to make the movie. So this section in like the underworld, like the Leviathan area, is like is a small portion of like what they had wanted to do for their
wow.
entire film. Yeah, but I absolutely love Hellraiser too. Yeah,
It's so good.
It's not a popular opinion amongst many people.
that's insane. Oh, here's a plug for Salem. Actually, they're doing Hellraiser 2 with what's her name? Oh my god, I'm having like a brain fart. I'm normally bad with names, and I'm like worse right now. But the main actor from the first one is in the second one.
The originals?
Kirsty?
Oh, Kirsty?
Kirsty. Yeah, she's going to be there for the festival for a screening. So
Cool.
that's the Salem Horror Fest push right there, the promotion.
Nice.
That's
Very
the
cool.
opening event.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
Salem is this? Because there are many a Salem. We have a Salem, Oregon.
The Salem.
Oh,
Horror
Salem,
Fest.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Stop it!
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
If
So
I heard that, then it slipped out of my inebriated brain.
it's their opening night thing. So I think it's the Friday. Look it up. I won't be there. I'm not going to arrive until the following week when like the festival proper starts, but I would totally go if I could.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, and we were talking off air. Stefan's never been to Salem.
Yes.
Oh, Salem's a fun place. You'll like it.
Yeah, I'm looking for recommendations. So not that you have to give them to me right now, but send them my way.
So yeah, that's April
Be the tour
30th through the
guide.
4th, through May 4th.
Yes.
I work a town away from Salem.
Cool. Well, I mean, like, please come hang out. I'm playing. I think the Saturday the 3rd at 4
Cool.
p.m. I think is our slot.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Steve, who is part of the programming team, came out and introduced the movie with another member of the programming team whose name I can't remember because again, my brain is just mush. It's like,
And they just changed people around recently.
yeah,
They had Kay, and I don't think Kay is a part of it anymore. So
I
I'm not
think
sure
she
if he
still is involved.
but like stepped back a little bit, maybe not the like
Yeah.
center person.
Yeah,
Ashley
I'm
Lawrence.
unfamiliar.
Thank you, Dave Deadman, Ashley Lawrence.
The
And,
Salem Festival is like its own thing that grew fast.
I'm very excited to go. I'm like excited to be back in Massachusetts, period. Because I used to live in Maine for like a few years.
Oh.
I already told you guys, but it's just nice to. New England has like a specific vibe that is unmatched in the rest of the world. Like even East Coast Canada is different from New England. Yeah.
Yeah, several of our guests and friends here. So Head Like a Hole from you, House of Ashes by Izzy Lee, Pattern Noster and the Mission of Light by Chris Bickle, and a lot of other cool things. So yeah, it's a cool lineup.
Yeah, I'm stoked to be out there.
Jamie Hill, Steve, what
Yes.
film has scared you more than any other film?
So what still scares me because from my good Christian upbringing is still The Exorcist, really.
No,
Because-
nice. Yeah.
Because again, I'm still a believer, but it still gets him in the back of my head. It's like, and the thing is that I don't know if it can be diagnosed as demonic possession or not, but I remember having flashbacks as a kid. Like I used to live in Dubai because my dad got a construction job there because they brought so many construction people over from Malaysia and India and all these places to work to help build the airports and everything. Something like I remember one of my fondest memories as a kid is like going to church and there was this girl who was like she was possessed and I saw it like live, right? And again, as a kid, I don't know, but it was so real, right? Shit. So then when I saw The Exorcist, and then when they really released it, I'll never forget because when in theaters when it's all cold and dark, right? And it still I remember coming home, and that still gets to me. And I remember walking to my door in my apartment, and I remember looking back. It's like shit. It's like, isn't that here?
How old were you during this experience you had in
As a
church?
kid?
Yeah.
I would say 6 or so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That'd be terrifying.
but even still, it's something. I don't know if it's centered to that part of the world, or I don't know. There's something, because I remember going to Malaysia or going like to visit my folks, and when we go to church, we'd see demonic possessions, and also people send tapes of like actual possessions and everything. And yeah, it's like it still gets to me. And that's the thing, like whether you believe in it or not, things fucked up to see it live. And then when you see something like this, it's like, oh shit, like you don't know. Like nobody has any answers, right?
I agree.
Nobody
one
knows what the hell's going on. Like we think we do, but we don't. So when things like this happen, it's like, I don't know. That's when it comes to like spirituality and like myths and everything, is like I'm more of a believer to it because it makes the world exciting, right?
Also agree.
Isn't it
What's
more
my
exciting?
option? You know,
Right.
I don't. My option is to have really bland kind of, or I
Yeah,
can have
it's like,
highly imaginative kind
if
of
we
like.
start debunking things, it's like, oh, that kind of takes the magic or like the excitement out of like living a life. It's like you don't know. Maybe there is a fucking werewolf out there who.
It's either boredom or
I hope
cryptids.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you don't know. Like, and maybe I'm talking crazy, but some of these things you don't know until it comes face to face, and until you actually witness it. And what I witness is like, again, maybe back then, again, this we're talking like our 80s, right? Nobody knows shit. But nowadays, you may be diagnosed with, maybe it's a disorder or maybe it's something else. But if you believe in it, and there's a strong case for it to believe, it can get to you, and it still gets to me. So, so to bring it back around, Exorcist still scares me. Not many newer possession movies scares me. Maybe it's the way that Friedkin made it.
I always say it. It's kind of like that in Jaws to me. It's like it's hard to make a shark movie after Jaws, and I think it's hard to make a possession movie after The Exorcist, because it's like how do you make it better? You really can't.
It's like they're all. What was that one with the exorcism of Emily Rose? I felt that came pretty close to diverting things, and that was pretty good. And there was a new exorcism film on Netflix. I think it was by Lee Daniels. It started pretty good, then became funny in a way. But
is it The Front Room, that one? Or
yeah. But
Yeah.
it was really good though. But
have you read the book, The Exorcist?
No, I haven't.
I have.
Yeah, I think that's, for me, The Exorcist is, I don't know what category I put this in, but it's both the best book and movie. Where sometimes, the movie doesn't live up to the book or whatever, but both of them are top notch, the movie and the book.
Yeah, it took like the best portions of the book and like left like the subplot with the caretaker who is like a potential suspect. Like there's a B plot at one point, and like it got rid of it in the movie, and it's like so much better for it because you don't really need it,
Yeah, and you just can't take everything out of a book into a movie unless you make the movie, like 6 or 8 hours or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Netflix special.
Yeah.
And then the William Friedkin, it's called the documentary, but it's really almost just an interview with him on Shudder, all about The Exorcist. All three of those are just amazing. I agree, Exorcist. It's hard to beat that as a movie.
But again, I think with Friedkin, it just comes to the filmmaker or the way it's presented, right? And there's still a creepiness to it, and it's a creepiness, but it's, as I mentioned, like how it kept to me like the back of my head. It needs to get in there. It needs to sink in. And most times
in that documentary, he talks about really fighting to keep in the Middle Eastern stuff at the beginning of The Exorcist, because like they really didn't want that in the movie, but he really fought to keep it in there because he says it needs to be in there. It sets up everything.
Yeah, hard agree.
When you look at and when you dive into like cultures and their histories and there's some real fucked up shit out there, man. So there's some stuff you don't want to mess with. So
I want you back on the show to talk about these things, because I want to have shows that it's like a topic show where we talk about something like possession. So.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, and I don't want to spoil Head Like a Hole.
Don't.
But something I talked about Stefan with at Buff, because I'm not a religious guy. I'm not really a believer, but I always think it's cheap when you like represent the religious guy in a movie, as either like the idiot or he's he's like a pervert or anything negative. And so in Head Like a Hole, I was glad that didn't happen.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is the ending of Martyrs, where this is out a long time ago, so I'm not spoiling anything. If you haven't seen it, that's on you, not me. So I'm not going to convince with the plot, but like the premise is like torturing somebody, getting them as close to death to get them to confess what they see. Then at the end of the movie, this person who's been tortured into oblivion whispers something into the antagonist's ear, and we don't hear what it is, and she just blows her brains out. Could be taken a billion different ways, and that's what's cool.
Absolutely.
So that's the kind of energy that I would always try to bring, because I don't want to like point my finger down at anybody while I'm making a movie. I want to be the great thing that I always say about film is that like there shouldn't be gatekeepers, and everybody should just be like, it's a wide open pool, and you can dictate how far you'd like to swim out and explore what's available. And I don't want to be that movie that's in that pool of people exploring that all of a sudden they're just like, this is just like made me feel like stupid, or made me feel bad about like who I am or like what I believe in. Because I'm an atheist too, but I'm not out here to like belittle anybody for their beliefs. Like that's like so unnecessary.
Then you become Bill Maher at that point. You know.
Yeah. Like I would like to be like as polite, like not to be like the prototypical Canadian, but like polite and like like accepting of like like all the different opinions that exist in the world. Or
I will say, Annabelle and I have used the Ouija board a few times. And again, I don't believe this stuff, but we got very interesting results, which did make me think maybe there's something to this Ouija board. It was in Salem, actually. Twice. The one time we used it in Salem on Halloween night at midnight and got it didn't even work. But I think that was too cliche. But then the other time we used it, Annabelle, I saw red eyes glowing in a tree behind Annabelle, and it was a very weird experience.
It was crazy. He was across from me, and I know Neal is not a believer in any of the things. And we were doing whatever, trying to do the thing, and he just stopped. He's like stopped and was just looking. And it was like one of those, what? And he just was looking and said something about seeing eyes in the tree.
He was glowing red. And then I've since then think, oh, maybe it was a raccoon, but I don't know. I don't think raccoons have glowing red eyes. But
if the light catches them correctly,
maybe, yeah.
Or if it's a satanic raccoon.
Yeah. The other time, though, the first time we did it was at a cemetery near me, and we actually got we got answers, and they were all very mundane, which made me think like even if you were not like purposely, like knowing you're making stuff up and kind of moving it around, you think you'd come up with like some really like crazy things, but it was just like it was like a school teacher. I don't know. It was like really like a basic answers to stuff, which was very peculiar. Wasn't really creepy, but it was a peculiar experience.
It was Beth Midler's. The Sanderson sisters were getting you, man. Put some hocus pocus on you, dude.
The Friedkin and the foreign guy you made Drive is a great interview.
Nicholas Winding Refn.
No,
right? Yeah, that's who it is, right? I think.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think that's who does the interview. If not, I apologize.
Yeah. So, Steve, have you seen Head Like a Hole with an audience yet?
No, not one about it. That's it.
Steve's holding out. He's holding out.
Mm-hmm. What are you holding out for? You have a particular
Canadian
one?
premiere.
I'm holding up for the Tubi premiere. So.
Coming soon, man.
I made it, Mom.
Oh man.
Speaking, you said your mom there, Steve and Stefan. Do your family watch any of your stuff? I know this is your first feature film, Stefan, but like, have they watched your shorts? Or...
Yeah, they've watched everything that I've done, and my mother really likes my features. So, like, my parents are also big genre film fans as well. Their friend growing up was Tibor Takas, who directed The Gate in Canada.
Oh wow!
Oh,
I love The
cool.
Gate.
So they were like very like proud of their friend, so proud that they showed me at like 5 The Gate. And so like from that point onward, I was like, I absolutely love this. I love the magical acts of the prosthetic and practical effects in movies. I just love the way that you could cultivate kind of like tension in scenes and things like that. And I just kept it snowballed, and I watched, like, I'd go to the video store. I lived in Quebec, so I think it was Le Club International was our video store. We had a little yellow lightning bolt guy was our the figure for our the mascot for our video store. I just like look at all the boxes, and the art is always like A+, because even if the movie's like absolute dog shit, they're like, the poster's good, the art's got to look good, so people just like pick it up and get it.
Yeah.
And that's the guy.
I heard about those Mad Max spin-offs, those Italian Mad Max spin-offs. They make those wicked posters, and then when you watch the movie, man, it sucks.
Yeah, totally. Cruel Jaws.
Yeah.
It's not Jaws.
I've said on the show, some movies should just be a poster.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But by the way, I love the Head Like a Hole poster.
Thank you.
Is
It's
it hand
Mike.
painted? It looks like it.
Yeah, it's digitally painted, but it is like painted on like
Right.
on a screen. It's Mike Latteru, who's a fellow Hamiltonian, who actually like is from Ottawa, moved to Toronto, and then lives in Hamilton in a similar like trajectory as me. Who we became friends in Hamilton, which is like quite cool. And it's been like, I basically like I'm not bad at drawing myself, so I kind of like drew what I wanted. I was like, do you think this works? Would you do this? He's like, oh yeah, totally. That's what I would envision as well. And then just ran with it. And it was pretty much just like tweaking colors, and that was the only note that I had. Yeah.
You should put on a T-shirt.
I have an interesting idea for a T-shirt that I would tell you about, but like, it's got to be like off air because it's like a super spoiler territory. But it involves a certain image with a wonderful line above it that I think would be so funny. Anyways,
I know.
another time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
By the way, me and Stefan are wearing matching T-shirts.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Boston Underground. Got to support the people who support you.
Yeah, and I'm glad you like the festival, because it is one of our favorites too. And I always think there's something special about the festivals where everyone watches the movies on one screen.
I agree. I like the multi-screen stuff is just like, I don't know. It just doesn't have the same like frenetic energy. Like I want everybody
pick and choose, which one you're going to see.
I want everybody corralled together and forced to watch the same thing.
You're a very community group-oriented person, talking about all these different things and the experiences of working with other people, and even the idea of the genre being a space where people can just coexist in a supportive way.
Yeah, totally. That's like what I actually don't have that in Canada, period. I'm like not part of like horror communities here. Like I have Steve, I have James, who plays the person who destroys themselves in our cold open. I have like Eric, I have Mitch, and like that's honestly it for like the pool of people that I work with. Like I for whatever reason I just like never like clicked with the folks here. I don't know what happened, but I'm a solitary guy. So when I'm like get to like adventure out into like another community, it's like such a privilege. I agree. The Gate is awesome. Satanic Panic at its finest. Shot in Canada. It's true. Yes.
We have a big Canadian following here in the chat tonight,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah. Thank you for supporting me.
So, can you say anything about the next thing you guys are working on together?
Yeah. So I want to do. It's kind of related to a short that I did, but I don't want to like mention it because I want people to be able to like discover this on its own. But what I will say is that it deals with parasocial relationships, and parapsychology is like the line that I've been going with. But yeah, it's I want it to be in the format of a pseudo documentary, so kind of like Blair Witch or Punishment Park or like mockumentaries, but they're not comedies. You know what I mean? Like it's like Blair Witch if there's more interviews throughout, and it didn't evacuate that when they got to the woods, essentially, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
And then the sword and sorcery movie after that.
Yes,
that's what Steve and I are waiting for.
I need to find a good possession angle for Steve now, because like I also think possession movies are like there's The Exorcist and that's pretty much it. Like could I make something that is like the chapeau on that like would be interesting? I don't know. I don't have one right now, but I think trying to find that is interesting.
Because a lot of people like they borrow the same beats as The Exorcist, like but I think it's all about like finding some other new angle, right? And that's the good thing, and that's what I mentioned before about like genre films and horror films is that what is there to stop you from diverting from it? And so many exorcism films, it's as I said, like okay, you're following the same thing. I understand. I mean, I did enjoy the Russell Crowe trilogy.
I did.
The Vespa zipping around.
Yeah, because of Russell Crowe. Because that's it.
There was two like back to back.
Yeah,
but they were very different movies. It was odd. But yeah.
Well, Russell makes it good. But then again, you're following the same, right? Okay, the kid gets possessed. He says this stuff. They start cursing. Okay. Oh, okay.
The second one was different though. It was where he's an actor playing a guy in an exorcism movie. I actually thought that one was really good, and I think it completely bombed and no one liked it but me. But I actually thought it was really interesting.
Were they both Russell Crowe movies?
Right?
Yeah, they're both because
it came out
after the other one, and I was like, "What is he just making like the same movie again?" But it was like advertised
that Italian accent. That's all.
It was advertised the same way, but it was actually completely different because he played like an actor in like an Exorcist movie.
There was one good Exorcist movie that I think subverted the expectations. So that's Canadian. Steve, did you see anything for Jackson, or no?
I saw clips of it, but
so it's a reverse exorcism movie. It's quite funny. It's not perfect, but like I thought like the swing was fantastic. And even though like it there's something kind of like missing in it, but like ultimately it's pretty successful, and I'd recommend it. It's also has like a really great sense of humor. I think it's on Shudder probably. So
Shudder.
Yeah, we did interviews for that movie. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's like them trying to. I won't say anything because like I feel like it didn't get enough love. So maybe check it out if that sounds like your thing.
Cool.
Actually, what's the one from Australia? I guess it could be it could be a possession categorized. Talk to Me, is it?
Yeah, Talk to Me.
Yeah. That could be classified as possession in a way. Yeah.
I had a good time with that movie.
Yeah,
I like
that was fucking cool because it was not what you expect, right?
It was very different.
And that's the type of we need.
Yeah, it's possession as a drug in that movie, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, that one really came out of nowhere, and it was a great movie.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about that one going into it.
Yeah, you just saw the poster was the hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, we really liked that movie a lot.
And the
it was
hand
way
gimmick
darker than I expected it to be.
Oh yeah.
The hand gimmick was so good too, right?
Yeah.
And you could,
yeah.
and that could you can take that hand gimmick to other different stories as well. It's the same thing, but now you get new characters involved as well. That's okay. So that's probably
when you were talking earlier about what's the new niche or whatever, but I do think like darker and more graphic movies are getting released more.
Yeah, it's true.
No question.
Yeah, and just
Terrifier and all these things. It's absolutely.
Yeah, there's a market for. Yeah, there's a market for pretty much anything. I think like if as long like well maybe not everything, like things get lost, but you know like I feel like there's like an interesting moment where there's like people who like heady stuff, there's like the people who like you know the gore hounds. It feels like there are movies to satisfy like all of those folks that are occurring right now. That's quite interesting. But
Yeah, well, that's what I like about horror, because I do like all the different kinds of movies. Like sometimes I am in the mood to just watch something really silly, or something. I like really disturbing stuff.
yeah, me too.
Or something that's just thought provoking. So I like all the different kinds.
Yeah, I'm like a pitch black movie, not like all the time, but like quite
Yeah, yeah.
frequently. Like I think I told you I really enjoyed Calvaire, which doesn't
Yeah.
get a lot of love,
I
but
don't think I've seen this.
Find it.
it's it just came out. It got re-released by Yellow Veil Pictures and has like a
Oh,
nice.
you meant you
Yeah.
mentioned.
The premise is that I think it's in the rural Belgium countryside. That was redundant, but allow me, please. This guy who's a traveling crooner, he goes to like old age retirement homes and things like that, and just sings to like the folks in like in the home. He breaks down next to an inn in the countryside, and it's kind of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe, but like it's not about a family, and it goes to absurd places, which if there's anything you can expect from like what I do, it will always be like absurd to a certain degree. Like a guy measuring a hole, it sounds absurd, and it's treated straight in the context of my movie. So like there's something about that really appeals to me in like my interests. So it's a recommendation. Very dark movie, like lots of stuff in that.
Okay. If we are looking at Sallow on a scale compared to that,
Oh no. So Sallow was the first movie I saw in Toronto with John Waters introducing it. It was It was part of like TIFF's series. They're doing a retrospective on like NC-17 or X-rated movies, like the most important. And I was like, I want to go see Sallow. So I went with my partner and two other friends. And obviously the director is long dead, famously killed in the street. So John Waters was doing the intro, and it was absolutely wonderful. I'm a huge John Waters fan too, by the way. So
yeah. When earlier in Without Your Head History, we really did a lot of like disturbing movies on the show. That was like a running theme. Like we couldn't track anyone down from Sallow, but I think that's one of the first movies I let Annabelle borrow. Was the Sallow?
That's a dark borrow.
For Sallow, it was a good cultural exchange.
Yeah. So Calvaire, I don't think gets anywhere near those, but there's like I don't even want to spoil what occurs in it because it gives away a little bit.
Is this a recommendation of the evening?
Yes, that's my recommendation for the evening. Steve, don't watch it. You won't like it.
I never know.
You can borrow it if you want. I'll hook you up. Yeah.
Does Steve have a recommendation for people out there that something that maybe not everyone would know?
You know what? I'm gonna shout out this guy Gore Verbinski, Cure for Wellness.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie. Cure for
that
Wellness,
got like no attention whatsoever. It's a beautiful looking movie, by the way.
It's gorgeous. To me, that's like a modern Hammer film.
I can see that. Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. That's my recommendation. Cure for Wellness. So good.
Starring Dane DeHaan.
That's right. I think. Right. Where are you, Dane?
I don't know, man. I don't know where he is either.
I remember watching Sallow with y'all back in the day during our super legal movie screens. Hey.
Oh yeah. We watched Caligula too. We were doing. That's right. I forgot about that, Dave.
Yeah. Oh, Caligula. Yeah.
Tell me about these.
Goes on the down low.
Super illegal screenings.
But Caligula, you mentioned that. When we interviewed Malcolm McDowell, I told him my mom's a big fan of Caligula, and he was no wonder you're so fucked up.
I have a wonderful story like for when I used to go to cons. So Malcolm, luckily the line was very short, or people gravitated over to Robert Englund. You can always tell who the popular ones at cons.
Oh, without a doubt.
Robert Englund is the favorite.
So So
And he's a
Malcolm-Labelle
talker too, so
yeah.
the line
Yeah.
is forever.
Malcolm-Labelle was free, so I went up and I see, okay, you got Clockwork Orange, yeah, you got you got Star Trek. So the handler's like, okay, which he goes, so which one would you like me to sign for? It's like, then I finally saw Caligula. It's Caligula. It's like, can you sign this? And then he just burst it, Caligula! And I thought, like, holy shit, like this is great. So I started asking questions about, like, okay, how was what happened and everything. And the repeated answer was, I do not want to speak ill of the dead. I had an interesting time. I finished the picture. Here you go. Thank you.
Wow, that's wild.
That's so cool. He's also in a movie called If that's really, really good. I'd recommend. It ends with a school shooting.
Dang.
That's a really good movie. I promise.
Stefan's a fun-loving guy over here.
It's true. It's true. I watch a lot of stuff.
Oh, this is quite an older film.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'd recommend it as well. That's another Calvert and If with an ellipses after it.
Yeah.
Malcolm McDowell is such an interesting guy. I'm like a big fan. I don't understand how he didn't have like a much like I feel like towards like the like modern years, his career didn't like get the boost that like a lot of like people got. And like, is he awful to work with or something? Like, what's going on here? Like,
he could be.
I don't know. Yeah.
He does put out like this very large personality.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So maybe he's a very.
Oh, go ahead, Neal.
Well, I just hate to bring it up, but who's the guy who wrote Taxi Driver?
Paul Schrader.
Paul Schrader. So when we had Paul Schrader on the show, and I asked him to tell me a Malcolm McDowell story, and he goes into this story about how Malcolm McDowell he tried to get everyone to smoke crack on cat people. And I was just like, what the hell?
What's
like,
the
what
issue?
kind of...
I'm just joking.
And so afterwards, I in my mind, I was like, well, maybe, because I've always thought the same thing. I was like, Malcolm McDowell's like this, amazing actor. And he's like, like I don't know if he's up for Clockwork Orange, but like, and then like he did stuff, but nothing like, he kind of, much smaller things.
Right.
And then I don't know, but I thought, well, maybe that's the reason, if he was getting people to smoke crack on set. I don't know, but
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Cat People's a good movie. The remake of Cat People, I really like it.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
I'm excited about Paul Schrader.
Bowie song from that one.
Such a good song. Yeah, very much so. I'm excited for I didn't love what's the Ethan Hawke movie that he did somewhat recently.
First Reformed, I guess.
First Reformed. I didn't love it, but I appreciated it, and whoever likes it, I get it. Just it's not for me, but it's exciting that he's
Counter. Did you see Card Counter?
I
like that a lot. I think that was his best modern movie. I think.
Interesting. I want to watch that one, and I know people didn't love it, but I want to see the Gardner one with
Annabelle and I saw that. What's in our favorite,
50-50.
but it's worth seeing, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll check it out too.
Not Rob Zombie's 31.
Not Rob Zombie's.
Whole powdered wig in that though.
Oh, Malcolm McDowell.
No.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on.
Steve, it's on you.
I do like
You're allowed. You can
I do like the second one, the director's cut of the second one. Of
There's a
Halloween.
second and third.
Oh,
Halloween 2? Yeah, Halloween 2 I enjoy, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Is he in 31? I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
he's got
like
the
judge guy in that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got the
Yeah.
powdered wig and the makeup.
That's one Zombie crowdfunded, right? Or
Yeah.
is it?
I think so. Yeah, after he did
With Lords of
Devil's
Salem.
Rejects 2 or whatever.
Which
Yeah.
I actually do like Lords of Salem.
Lords of Salem's good too, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was very bold of him to do it, and his audience was not into it, and he went back to what he was doing before. 'Cause
Yeah.
the audience wanted.
I remember my personal Malcolm McDowell story was at one of the cons. I think it was in Atlanta, and I was outside having a cigarette, and he was also outside, and so he's just talking with people, blah blah blah, and this group of kids are walking by, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's the Palm Wonderful guy," and so he goes through like his whole like life history. He's like, I was on the stage in London, when I was 18, and so he's going through everything, and he's like, and now I'm the fucking Palm Wonderful guy. It was just great.
What a character! I would like, even if he asked people to smoke crack on set, I would want him back.
I would have done it with him.
Yeah.
Like it's Malcolm
Oh,
McDowell.
Now you're
would be a-
thinking like, hey, we got the
What are
crowd.
the chances?
Come on.
Yeah.
Guess today is the day I do crack.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I
a
never
good
thought about
story.
smoking crack, but if you're going to do it, you might as well do it with Malcolm McDowell.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Amazing
Which
story to
I
tell
think
people.
is the same. It might have been the same convention. Speaking of smoking crack,
Which?
that you remember Neal with Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yes,
For a couple of years.
yeah. So Jake, was clean at the time, and
Oh, that's good.
I won't say who it was, but it was a musician was there. I didn't know he was a musician. I think that's why he actually liked me and was hanging out with me. And he was all sad, and I was just like, "Well, what's the matter?" And he said, "Oh, I just wanted to smoke crack with Jake the Snake, and he won't smoke crack with me." And he was like literally depressed about it. And I was like, "Oh, that's too bad."
What a goal, man!
Yeah.
You just opened up a can of worms because the guy below me on my screen loves wrestling.
Oh, I think he loves crack. All
I
right.
was gonna say, he's
Oh,
always
Steve
wanted to
also
smoke
loves crack.
with Jake the Snake.
I'm a big wrestling fan too.
Yeah.
Just give it time; he'll fall off the wagon. You'll be able to smoke crack. Hey,
No,
just give it some
he's
time.
been doing good. Like,
Yeah. He's been doing
I'm
DDP
proud of
yoga,
yeah,
I
DDP
think.
yoga, and he's been good. And now they're trying to get Lex Luger to start doing it.
Yeah,
and
he
do it.
stood up for the first time in years.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
No way! Wow.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
and
That's awesome.
I think he's helping Abdullah the Butcher too.
Yeah, he is.
Um,
Yeah.
Wow.
Abdullah's 80. Shit.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
Yeah.
who's your
Yeah.
favorite wrestler, by the way?
my favorite wrestler all time, I would say Sting.
Sting.
Oh,
All right, that's a
nice.
good answer.
Very good.
Yeah,
Always a little stinger.
yeah. It was amazing to see his last run.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
I think it was his best run since like the '90s.
I would say so. Yeah.
Dude,
Yep.
60 Jeep jumping off of like,
Yeah, and you could tell he was having a good time because he was doing
Oh, yeah.
crazy stuff. Like,
Yeah,
it
I
wasn't
know.
just out there because he was getting paid. He was really going
And
crazy.
how much he was willing to do, like, and he had the perfect guys with the Bucks with him, like, and
oh yeah,
Darby.
that was the best.
Yeah, I'm a big Darby.
Like,
Allin fan.
like Bucks knows what they do. Like,
Yep.
they can handle it. There's a reason why Sting chose Matt and Nick, right? So
Yep.
Yeah, they said he chose them like years ago, like he had wrestled with them on a show, and just said my last match you should be with these guys. I think that was
That's
before AEW was even around.
I would say so. Yeah, I think so.
It might have been like a TNA show or something. But
Yeah, because they were there in Generation Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt and Nick, yeah.
so that's a really cool story. But I'm glad you picked Sting. You don't hear that too often.
Sting's a
So-
great one.
Are you a wrestling fan, Stefan?
I like Gold Dust.
Yes.
Dustin Rhodes? I like
I'm
Yes.
just joking. But also kind of like it was kind of funny. Like I don't know. I watched wrestling through high school and I stopped and I have a good time when I go, but it's like hard for me to like maintain kind of like the airing schedule of things half the time.
Yeah.
So like thankfully when it rolled through Hamilton, Steve couldn't go and he gave me a ticket, so Sting was there and like was out
that's
and doing
awesome.
stuff.
It
Yeah.
was sick too. He went to the table and shit. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Yeah, I had a great time. Like no notes, but I just like I don't follow enough. I can't pretend to know my stuff. You're gonna out me as
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
an interloper here. Like
When-
I'll embarrass myself.
When Troy and John and I were at NWA Fan Fest, speaking of Goldust, so he was there, and John was getting his shirt signed by everybody, and he asked him to sign his shirt, and he signed, and he went, "Titties!" It was a very bizarre experience, but
That's why I love Goldust. I feel like him in Sexual Chocolate. It's just like it's the energy that I want in wrestling. Or I guess like the modern equivalent would be the Scissor Me Daddy Ass guy.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
so
the acclaimed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it me, Daddy?
Yeah, like I saw a kid wearing that. I was like, "Do you know what that means?"
It's amazing. It's amazing, like how much they got away with, how Tony Storm's getting away with a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. How I think AEW, like they have a good way of blending in a lot of innuendos, but making it
That's not
making
even
it really good.
innuendo.
Yeah.
That's explicit.
I know that's the thing, right? But it's like they have a good, especially Tony.
Oh, she's the best.
Yeah,
This last
she's
year with her has
amazing.
been
I would say, not to get on a whole wrestling tangent, but I would say ever since she became timeless, even before when she was with the Outcast, she would be the best person on the promo game on the mic
Mhm.
since then.
Yep.
No one can, because a lot of people, even Rock, Punk, a lot of guys, they either go to catchphrases,
Yep.
old like sandbox insults, or just nonsense garbage. Tony, she ever since being timeless, I say it's
She
almost
lived
like
it.
being, it's almost like a British comedy, like Hugh, Fry and Laurie and Dame Edna in a way.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of like crude humor, but the way she delivers it, it's so
Oh,
inventive.
The best.
It's so amazing, and some of her one-liners are just incredible. Like, how does she come up with this shit? It's incredible. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then combine, and then she can do the serious matches too. Like the last match she had with Mariah May, it was like the bloodbath. That was freaking awesome.
Shit, yeah. Talk about horror movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
See,
I've never seen anyone taking a broken bottle to the hoochie before. That was a little extreme. Yeah, that was.
Can somebody send me a link to this match?
Yeah,
That match was just. If
we're
you watch
selling
one
wrestling to
wrestling
stuff in
match
here.
this year, that's the one.
That's haunting.
What is
Oh,
the angle to
crazy.
this? Like, I'm just like,
So it was a build up to they've had a long feud for like a year, and then they broke the bottle. Well, I think she broke the bottle between her legs. But
like
it was
literally, it was
crazy.
the angle, because that sounds horrible.
Oh, it was just. They bled more than two people should bleed in a match. It was just crazy.
it's the thing, like when you get the right cut,
Oh.
and the thing is that you get a little bleeding, but you get the like almost the Ric Flair bleed where it's just
Yeah,
crimson.
and then
You
Tony
get a
had
vein?
it like
Oof.
here and then on the top of her head too. So
Yeah, it's
she had the double whammy.
and they had this really cool overhead shot of her on the mat, and
Well,
it looked
they had
it looked
done
like a
this
murder
whole.
scene.
Oh yeah,
it looked crazy.
they had done this whole all about Eve like angle. It was so
It's
great.
it's really
to watch
inventive.
It.
It was really
Yeah,
good.
to watch it go through. Because
I'm glad
Mariah
you're an
was like
AEW
her
fan,
protege.
because,
Oh, big time! Oh my gosh, man!
that really reinvigorated me being a wrestling fan. I was
Yeah.
kind of not.
Same.
I grew up a wrestling fan my whole life, and then it was like, man, I don't really like this anymore. I kind of stopped. I would watch the pay-per-views and stuff because they were on Peacock and stuff. But then when AEW came around, I was like, oh wow, like this is fun again.
Because for me, I was a big NWA WCW
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
Because when I first moved to Canada, it was like in 1990. We first lived in Montreal, and we would get the WCW feed through TSN. Stefan knows RDS.
Yeah.
So because Montreal's a big hotbed for wrestling as well, so we would get the feed there. Then when we moved to Toronto, like I know it was Toronto's very WWF because all the feeds would come here.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, hey, do you guys know Sting and Luger? And some guys knew, but like not many knew about Sting and Luger and Muda.
Oh,
and,
Muda, my
Flair,
all-time favorite.
Arn Anderson and all these guys. But yes, but the things I was more into WCW because it was more of a gritty sports presentation.
Yeah, it's much more an adult show. WWF was always more childish. Like,
but WWF was more popular spectacle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And which worked at the time because that was the 80s. It was all big and everything. But NWA, WCW still kept that gritty, more territory sports feel to it. And that's what I like more, I guess, in most of my movies as well. It's like I like it when it's a bit more darker and grittier, and it's not as polished as well.
Yeah,
And
there's an overproduction, overproduced feel of the
exactly.
WWE.
Yeah. That's the thing. And then when WCW left, then okay, I thought TNA would do it, but then that kind of faltered in. Then when AEW came in, it's like finally that same feeling, it's the feeling, brother. So that same feeling came back. So of getting back to wrestling as sports, right? Because in Japan, that's how it's treated all the time. Everywhere in the world, it's like this is sports, and this is kayfabe and sports and everything, and that's how wrestling should be. And now we're getting back with AEW that this is sports, and now with their WB, Warner Brothers deal, you notice that they're always put together with NFL, NBA, NHL.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good because now we're getting wrestling back to wrestling as sports. There are the stories, there are the entertainment values and everything, but also sports has that as well. You get some of the best.
It's just kind of built into it. Yeah.
I mean, one of my favorites is Jim Brown, like the greatest running back, I would say, the greatest athlete, American athlete. Fucking Dirty Dozen, how many movies? The Split, all these things.
The Running Man.
Exactly. Oh, fuck. I love that Running Man.
I do
Gillian.
too.
Such a good movie.
I read the book for it recently, and I still love the movie, but I was like, oh my god, this is not the movie they made. But yeah. So, and favorite wrestler turned actor.
Oh shit.
There's only one answer.
What is it?
Only if you're coming here to chew gum and kick ass.
Oh yeah. So I have okay, I know Carpenter is a big fan of Thing. Is a big fan of Piper. I believe that if this is kind of weird to say, but I believe it's from a recent rewatch of They Live. I would say if Carpenter came to Piper before, Piper would have made a kick-ass Snake Plissken.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Yeah,
beat when
I watched They Live, like when I rewatched it again, and I saw how Piper was Nada, it's like, wait, there's a lot of Snake in this. And then when I look back, when I watched again Escape from New York, it's like, yeah, I could totally see Piper as Snake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's something there, and I think like if I know, as I said, Carpenter is a fan of Piper. I think if he approached Piper at the time, he would have been Snake.
Yeah.
At the time, I think so. But then,
That would
but
have been
no,
cool
it's
with him and Ox Baker. That would have been a cool scene.
exactly.
Yeah. So
But
I
Escape was 81, right? When did Escape come out?
Not
it was
sure.
early 80s. So because
I think it's 80.
when I interviewed Ox Baker, and so I asked him about Escape from New York, and he goes in. He's like, it's really bittersweet because, originally the role was given to Bruiser Brody, and then Bruiser Brody was stabbed to death in Puerto Rico, and I'm like, oh shit, that's terrible. And then after the interview, I'm like, wait a minute. So I looked up, and Escape from New York was made like 5 or 6 years before Brody got killed, and I was just
No
like,
way.
he just freaking made this up. But
Wrestlers never tell you the truth. That's
but he
great.
said it very with a lot of emotion, and so I was like, whatever, I guess.
Don't interrupt me, fat boy. My favorite line from Ox Baker when Neal was interviewing him.
So
Yeah,
cheap
1981.
plug.
You're right. Yeah.
A cheap plug. Because of Bruiser Brody, the pilot for Dark Side of the Ring. Dark Side of the Ring season 6 just came back last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Season 6.
Yeah.
Also, it's Jason Eisner, right? Still,
Yeah, Jason Eisner. Yeah.
good,
Director
great
of,
Canadian. Respect.
Revenge.
Revenge. I think he's the one who championed Siege getting a proper release with Severin, which is an amazing Canadian movie. Also recommendations. We got Calvaire. I forgot the second
I'm
one.
gonna
That was
start writing things down.
I did write these down. So which I've been found, by the way, Calvaire is CALVAVEVAIRE.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's French for cavalry.
Okay.
And then because Belgium French.
Fill my coffee.
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
Yes.
Got if
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. If right?
What was the third one?
Oh, if was the second movie, yes.
Yeah.
And then the third is the Jason Eisner helping to bring out Siege. So Siege is
All
my
right.
third movie.
Which is very topical when you watch it again.
Oh
Like, holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
shit.
yeah. It deals with the real life police strike that occurred in Nova Scotia, and something awful occurs underneath that umbrella, kind of that social umbrella. Yeah, good stuff. Recommendation.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
I looked this up on the internet, it calls it
Self-defense. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Siege is a better name.
Yeah.
It's also more applicable because it's a siege movie, essentially, like Assault on Precinct 13 or Green
nice.
Room. Or the difference
I've
is that it's in like a tenement building, so it's like you know.
Yeah, I don't believe I've seen Siege, or if I did, it was a long time ago. I don't remember it.
Big
This-
recommendation.
This cover art not so good.
Is it the Guns to the Sky one, or is it? Wait, is it
No, they're like back to back.
Oh, that one sucks. Yeah, there's a new one. Yeah. It also doesn't like that's not the characters in the movie. I don't understand who created that artwork. It's baffling, but yeah, not great.
And before we, this is the last wrestling thing I'll bring up. I just bring it up because I also do a wrestling podcast. So Tuesday, I interviewed the Mountie Jacques Rougeau from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So I don't know if you're familiar with him, but yeah, it was a very fun interview.
He always gets his man, right?
He does. Yeah, I sang the theme song to him when we started the show because I played the theme song for Annabelle because I think it's pretty.
It's so good.
Yeah. Actually, while we're at Buff, I played it for you. Yeah.
Two things.
Yeah, for people who don't know, it's the Mounties, the original theme. They get sued by the actual Mounties. They're like, you can't call this guy the Mountie when he's not really a Mountie. And so then the new theme song was, "Where I'm not the Mountie. I'm handsome. I'm brave. I'm strong. I'm not the Mountie because I enforce the law. You can try to run, but you can never hide. Unlike the Mounties, I always get my man."
That is so funny. I like what a way to like skirt the request. I love clowning on people sometimes. That's great.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, if they come after you, 9 Inch Nails, it'll be not a head, not like a hole.
Or I'll just add an to it and call it a day. Right. I don't know what will happen, but I think it'll be fine. Like a lawyer did say, like, have at it. So
yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I have no idea. I don't know anything, but yeah.
Trent, if you're out there, say hello, please.
He's not going to say hello.
You never know. You never know.
So, Stefan, do you want to ask what were some of the highlights for you at Buff?
Oh, just like movie wise or in general. Okay, yeah. I loved Falcon Isadora. I'm a big Joel Petrikis fan. I'm not going to say anything about it because if you don't look it up, and you're aware of his body of work, it becomes way more interesting because there is connective tissue from between some other of his movies in this one, and that makes it quite interesting. I'm a big fan of the gentleman who made Vivarium. I know a lot of people didn't like that movie, but I liked it. So I enjoyed The Surfer with Nicolas Cage. Has a new iconic line contained within it. Eat the rat.
Yeah, that movie is great, and it was completely different than either of us expected going in.
Yeah, Ugly Stepsister was wonderful. Yeah. Had a great time with that. I excuse the language, even though I've been swearing already, but I wish I got to see Fuck Toys.
Yeah, we missed that one too. We heard great things.
Yeah, it's apparently wonderful, and I'm like, I would have. They cite like John Waters as like inspiration. I was like, why am I not watching this movie? I'm like, I'm here for it. Like, I'm your audience. I would implore anybody who travels to a film festival to not just go for their own movie, but go see other movies. Don't be a dick.
Well, right away when before we really talked to you or anything, and we were going to set up an interview like last Thursday live, and you were saying you were at the festival and you wanted to watch stuff. But you were trying, and that that really moved you up in my book, because I was like, this is a good guy. He's at the festival. He actually wants to watch the movies. He's not just coming there to like, hey, I'm going to watch my own movie and then I'm going to go, hang out and go home or something. And so I appreciate that. And I mentioned that to the buff people too. I was like, this guy's a good dude. He's actually here to watch all the movies.
Yeah, I like genuinely love genre films in particular. Like I'll watch like a ton of other stuff as well, but like that's like my bread and butter. And like if I get an opportunity to go see stuff that is like trying to maybe like find its distribution home or is still like a little ways to come out, like I just want to watch and see what's going on. I'm sure I already like I forgot to mention a movie that I also liked in like in everything. Like I didn't see anything that I thought was bad is what I'll say.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Yeah,
I know you didn't get to see it because it's great to watch as much as you can, but you just can't watch everything. But there was some great shorts too.
So I missed the shorts programming, which I'm very sad about because like it's like such a like nobody gives like the shorts the respect they deserve half the time, and that's very, very frustrating. And I hated to like be I guess like unavailable for them, but like Mitch was in town, and again I hadn't seen him in like 3 months, so I was like hanging out with him. But I would have loved to have seen like the New England shorts, and I wanted to stay up for the trigger warning shorts. But like I'm like not a night owl anymore. I apologize. Like I need to like be up on my feet and talking to people past like midnight, or I'm gonna be the guy snoring in the seat. Like I hit up TIFF Midnight Madness, and if I see a movie that's like I think is boring, like I've literally been like kicked because I've been snoring during a movie.
I will fall asleep at times.
Yeah, and if you snore, I usually wake you up.
Yeah.
Usually.
Oh man, I'm terrible. I could be like out like a light, like just like that, and
if it's a warm theater, I'm done. It doesn't matter how awesome that movie is.
Yeah.
It's not like.
And then if you get the AMCs with the nice recliner seats,
the seats are totally fine at Bretto, but I've been to a festival where the recliner, and they're super nice, and I'm like, this isn't actually good for the festival because now I can't stay up for like 5 days, 10 hours a movie a day or so on these extremely comfortable reclining seats. I'm just gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
Not because I want to, but.
I forgot. So, like, Reanimator with Barbara Crampton. Amazing.
Yeah, we didn't get to.
Oh, you got to go. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Did she do like a Q&A?
Yeah, she did a Q&A with Mike Gingold, and then she did like a general audience Q&A as well.
Nice.
It's good stuff. Reanimator is like a movie from like my youth. So
yeah.
I was like,
this
is
go
great.
Wrong with that one.
Oh, for sure. I'm also a big fan of From Beyond as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely love From Beyond. That's like more my movie now, but like Reanimator is unimpeachable.
Yeah,
it's a darker, almost like Cronenberg-y.
Which is why like
you watch the director's cut on that one. It's so good.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, I have a Cronenberg tattoo, so
Did we see that one?
I think so. Yeah, it's a Videodrome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're headed to a television. Yeah.
Dave Deadman is jealous. Well, if you notice, Dave Deadman's his picture there is from Reanimator.
Of course, yeah. Oh man, what a great movie! So many like iconic lines in that too. It's just like reminded me of like how like great the humor is in that movie. It's like firing on all cylinders. Nothing misses. People are laughing
because you've got like you said, the dialogue, the performances, and then like when I'm a kid, I'm just really looking at like all the awesome effects. So yeah, it's got like everything going on.
Jeffrey Combs like mugging to the camera is like so good.
He's just so perfect. Yeah.
It's got one of my favorite. I always like a movie when someone wrestles with an inanimate object. So he's got the cat. So
the cat
in the movie. So.
Oh, get a job in a sideshow. The lines are just like so good in that movie. Yeah.
When we saw him do like this one-man play when he was
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe. It's so great. Yeah,
in Boston.
Yeah, if he does it again and you get a chance, check it out. It's so good.
I'm a big fan. Like him, like I think I knew him first when I was a kid from The Frighteners.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's,
Yep.
I think that's probably what I would have seen him first in. Then you kind of spot him in like a bunch of different stuff because he's such a great character actor. He's like even in like Robot Jocks, he's like a civilian in like a small scene that he steals because he's so good.
One of the Star Trek series he's in, and he's just awesome.
Yeah, big fan of Jeffrey Combs. Jeffrey Combs Appreciation Podcast.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He's never been on the show yet. We have to try to make that happen.
Yeah,
I've tried. Barbara Crampton's been on several times, but not Jeffrey Combs. He's holding out on it.
Barbara is like the most like honest and fun people that I've seen like give like a Q&A. Like absolute props to Barbara Crampton. She's like, yeah, too good for this world, man.
Yeah, and she still makes awesome movies.
Yeah, and she produced like Suitable Flesh.
That was
yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Joe Lynch, right? That's correct. Yeah.
That was a Lovecraft story, I think.
Yeah, it was a Stuart Gordon script, I think, and like he passed away, and they're like trying to get it made, and made it work. Which, hats off if I were wearing a hat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And where can people follow you guys to see, where Head Like a Hole is going to be playing? I know you have some festivals coming up.
Yes. My name is so dumb on Instagram. I apologize. I'm Stefan Gallian, like Stefan with Evangelions. The suffix of Evangelion attached to my name. So that's how I can be found on Instagram. I believe our Instagram is... So we got locked out of one of our accounts because Instagram is terrible. I was trying to update our password and we got booted out of it and I couldn't access it anymore.
Wow.
But I started a new one, which has been a frustrating process. And it's Terminal Burrower Films. Don't go to Terminal Burrower because you'll find a dead account that I can't get access to. Steve, go at it now. Where can people find you?
You can find me. You can find me on Instagram with another stupid name, SK47. That's.
I love it.
So it's all the stupid name Instagram handles, but mostly go to the Terminal Burrower Films. That's the one. Yes. That's the main thing to go to all the updates for Head Like a Hole and also where it's going to be playing next and hopefully when the to-be launch date. So that's the main thing.
And I think we're going to actually be filming a new movie while that premieres, not premieres, but like becomes like publicly available. We'll be shooting our next thing. So be probably not next year festivals, but the year after. So 2027, we should have something else ready to go.
Where does your production name come from?
So it's a very funny story. So growing up in Canada, when I moved to the States, people were like, had a very odd misconception that Canada is just like some frozen tundra wasteland. So like, do you live in igloos? And I was like, no, that's wrong.
You should have just went with it. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess so. So I wanted a name that kind of like felt autobiographical to a certain extent. So Terminal Burrower, as a medical definition, it's when you're dying of like frostbite, you're hypothermic, you burrow. So I wanted an image that was kind of like cute a little bit, but very morbid. Cute and morbid is how I describe my personality.
Cool.
So that's largely where the name came from. It's a mouthful and like it's very hard to say for even me. So it's like technically not a great company name, but like I thought it like was the vibe I'm trying to put out in life for my movies.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep, I definitely dig it.
But it is unique. You haven't heard it before.
Yeah.
Terminal Burrower.
Terminal Burrower. It's like the rural juror from what's that show? 30 Rock or something? Yeah. Nobody can say the name, but it's the name of the show, so deal with it. Yeah.
All right, there we go. It's up there. It's great to have you guys on.
Yeah,
my pleasure.
Yeah. Both of you are welcome back anytime.
I'll let me know and I'll come hang out and Steve will talk wrestling.
Yeah. All right. That sounds good to me. All right, we'll
We
let
can
you
talk
guys
next
go. Was this
Yeah,
RC
thank you
Steve?
so much.
We can talk Dark Side of the Ring next time if you want.
Yeah. So, real quick too, I know it's a cheap plug for myself, but the Harley Race episode actually
Oh,
uses a
shit.
clip of my Harley Race interview. So, and
Oh,
and
nice.
it's credited in your head on there. So
Awesome, cool.
that was from last season.
It was a
All
good episode too.
Yeah. Not just because they credit us, but we'll see.
But mostly.
but mostly.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Take
Thank
care.
you so much.
Bye. See ya.
All right. Whoa. You want to go to a break here?
Yeah.
Break it up.
We'll
What
come
happens
back.
next?
So I am very under the weather, I have to admit. So
You sound a little.
yeah, I got sick coming back from Buff. I on the way up, so I'm on the bus, and this woman and this little girl's coming on the bus, and the girl's like, I was like, oh, don't sit next to me, and they sit right behind me,
No.
and the whole bus ride she's just coughing on me, and I was like, oh, and then the guy behind them was like, are you traveling? And she's like, yeah. And the guy's like, you don't sound too good. I'm like, no, she don't. He was basically hitting, maybe you probably shouldn't be traveling with, or at least, put a mask on her.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was it. But either way, I came back home and I've been under the weather. Also,
Did you tell Annabelle the tale?
I don't know. So if not, I'll tell everybody at the same time. So
Okay.
I take the bus back from South Station to Sagamore. So I get off the bus. I'm looking at my phone, see where Troy is, because Troy, if he's close or whatever. I just take a couple steps because the guy comes off the bus then and he takes off the luggage. Not like I didn't walk 10 miles away. I walked, 2 steps away from the bus. And so I turn around to, get my luggage. Here, the door's closed and he's driving away. I was like, wait a minute. And then so maybe he left the luggage here. So I looked down and he didn't do anything. He didn't even come out of the bus. I got off the bus and he just drove away. And I was like, what the hell do I do now? So I called PB boss. And even though they run the buses till 1 a.m., they close the office at like 8, which makes absolutely no sense to me. So you can't contact anybody. And so Troy gets there, and I was like, well, their next stop is Barnstable, and then they go to Hyannis. And Troy's like, well, let's try to get to Hyannis. Maybe we could get – so we get there, and then we find, no one's there. It's all empty. It's like there's just parked buses and stuff. And so I knock on because you could hear people there. I guess there's like the maintenance people or whatever. And so I knocked on the thing, and the guy comes out. And this guy deserves all the credit in the world. He's like, well, that was the last bus. He already got here and left. He went home. So that guy must have been in a big hurry because it was actually like 20 minutes before the final bus was supposed to be there. It was supposed to be there 11:35. It was like 11:15. So he got there, packed his stuff, and took off, apparently. And so he looked in the bus. He's like, there's nothing in here. But he may have brought it across the street to the main building. He's like, follow me over. He gets in his car, drives over. We drive along with him. And I couldn't believe it. Out he comes with my luggage. I was like, oh, my God, this is amazing.
Yeah, I never thought he'd have it.
Yeah, that guy really went above and beyond because, the place was closed. He didn't even have to come out or anything. Never mind drive across the street and get the luggage for me. That was really nice. And so I had already put in, contacted because you can only email. The next day they emailed me. And they were just like, oh, they didn't, your luggage isn't here. Thanks for riding PP bus. I was like, what the? So
Sorry about your luggage, but thanks.
Yeah, so I replied, I was like, oh, well, I went through the whole story, and this guy really should get a lot of credit. And they're just like, okay, thanks. And I was like, all right. But I even told the guys, like, is there someone I could tell? Like, because I really wanted to give him some, props and stuff. Yeah. And he's like, honestly, they probably won't care anyway.
And they did.
No, they did not.
But he didn't do it for them. It
was great.
I'm sure he felt really good about it. That's awesome.
And also, thanks for Troy for taking me around Hyannis at like 1 a.m. or something. But we stopped at I bought Troy a big fish sandwich at Burger King for payment.
How was it?
It was very good, actually.
Oh,
We had to we couldn't find a way in. It was all locked up, the Burger King.
Yeah, and there was a side door that was unlocked, and we walked in, and the guy was just sitting there like at a table, like with head. And he was freaking scared, and I was like, and then we heard this, so we went, and I was like, "Can we order stuff?" And they're like, so we ordered stuff, and then we heard the other guy tell me, like, "What'd you do? Unlock the door?" And he's like, so they literally locked the door behind us, so that worked out because I don't think it's supposed to be open.
Oh.
It said it was open on the maps, but I don't know.
Google Maps isn't always.
Yeah. So I didn't pop this up during the show, but when they were talking about Scissor Me Daddy, so that is a shirt too, Scissor Me Daddy. So on the wrestling show, I started saying "Dock Me," so Scissor Me Daddy ass, and so on the wrestling show, I started saying "Dock Me Daddy Incher." And then I even made a T-shirt. So
nice.
Look at that.
Oh my god.
It's pretty amazing.
Oh my god.
And so a fan out there who's the other day they were like they informed me that they learned about docking from the show. So these podcasts are also educational.
Yes, indeed.
How did they feel about it?
I think they were I don't know, very excited. I'm sure. Who wouldn't be very excited? Fun. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, those guys are great.
Yeah, super good.
So it's very cool to meet Steve for the first time. Stefan, Annabelle, and I hung out with Saturday night quite a bit, probably for a few hours. Yeah. And right away, we just meshed right away. It was
very comfortable, cool.
You could usually tell those people, right away.
Yeah.
Good so that was great, and it was great to have him on the show. And the time flew by. I was like, oh shit, we had him on 2 hours. Like I knew like they didn't have it work, but I was like, I don't want to keep here, forever. But it went really well though. It was very fun.
Yeah, it was great. I hope
and we love the movie.
Enjoyed it. Dave Deadman approves. And I trust.
Yeah, we will be having the folks behind Make Me a Pizza on in the coming weeks. I'm not sure exactly what day yet, but
so good. That is such a great short. Holy crap. It's madness.
And I'm not sure. Hopefully this works out for tomorrow. I don't think we've heard back yet, but we should be interviewing some folks for here it is. Maybe they did get back. From Screenboat.
What do they have to say?
Yes.
Oh, nice. So what time is that going to happen?
4:00 tomorrow.
Oh, very good.
Glad to learn about that now.
Yeah. Well, they replied it at 8:00, so it was after we'd gone live. So.
All right. Yeah, that's cool. Excellent. Text partway through the day and remind.
And that will be on Zoom. They sent us a special link for.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Make sure I put an alarm over here.
So I'm just replying to this. Thank you, Ted, for setting that up.
Yeah. Let's see. So tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll was just say warn you, but I'll let you know ahead of time.
I'll accept a warning.
Yeah. Also, earlier today, it was not much before we went live. This is cool. They coming to Dread is Ed Kemper, the new
nice
horror film. I believe Joe Castor did the effects for.
I watched the trailer. It looked good.
Yeah, we actually have the trailer. They sent us the trailer to play on the show by our friend Chad Farron, and they offered us the writer will be coming on the show.
Cool.
Who also wrote the Ted Bundy movie, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
And the Hillside Strangler movie. So this is a man who likes to write about
serial killers.
Yeah. So that'll be really cool. Coming to Dread.
Excellent. So do you have that trailer to share?
Yeah, I have that trailer here, and I also have the lineup for I thought maybe we could go over this if you would like after I play some trailers. Overlook Film Festival. So they got back to us, offered us a ton of basically all the different movies and shorts. And,
Cool.
some of the stuff played at Buff, so it's cool to see it play in other ways. But some of the stuff we've not seen at all. So
Excellent.
right.
I'm interested.
All right, so let me play this here. We're gonna watch. We'll take a quick little break here. We're gonna play Ed Kemper trailer. How much of a break do you guys want?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be crazy. Troy, what do you think?
4 minutes, 30 seconds.
Wow.
All right, so I'm gonna play Ed Kemper trailer, followed by the Locked trailer, which is a new horror movie that came out this week or maybe last week with Bill Skarsgård and
That one
Anthony
looks like a
Hopkins.
good one.
Yeah, it's playing at the theaters now. So I'll play both of those, followed by the brand new video of a new cast member for Arbor Day.
Oh.
All right, so here we go. And then we'll be back.
Hello, Santa Cruz Police Department.
Malone speaking. I'm all finished now.
Hello?
Anybody there?
See there's sunshine in this endless
And this apparently was a grisly pattern set in the death of a girl whose body parts were found scattered from here in Santa Cruz to all over the state.
Hey there! Kind of out here all by yourself, aren't you? You know, I don't want to scare you or anything, but you know, some pretty horrible things have been happening. I don't like the idea of leaving you out here like this.
There's something seriously wrong with him. I mean, I feel guilty as his mother, but he's just not right.
Hey, Ma. I hope you're happy now. I killed Grandma and Grandpa.
To grow and develop as human beings, we must embrace and study what we've done.
You're special. One day, your ma and the whole world will know that.
What are those?
Oh, just some pictures. Just me and some friends.
You got friends.
What the hell, Mom?
What are you doing in there?
Sleeping. All I want is for you to be proud of me. Bye now. Don't forget me.
I just...
Hello, I am international actor Gora, the man and the legend. I am excited to be playing an ancient warrior spirit summoned to help destroy the demon trees in the upcoming American movie Arbor Day.
Yes, Gora.
That's awesome.
Gora's the man. Thank you for making that for us, Gora. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited for Arbor Day.
That was amazing. Pro Gora.
Yes.
It was
So
a lucky find.
Yes. I was very excited. I actually wanted to ask him to be involved, and then he saw us posting about it, and wanted to be involved. And I was like, yes, this rules.
Just meant to
That's
be.
awesome.
Yeah. All right. So I sent you guys the link. If you go to, we could take turns reading different things.
Let's see.
Full schedule can be found here.
See it.
Up at the top.
Getting it.
Wow. So instead of doing that, maybe go to the 2025 film lineup.
Okay.
And it will show all the different movies. And I saved the pictures so we could pop through them if you'd like.
Cool.
So I actually probably should get the dates and stuff here. So Overlook Film Festival, they invited us to be part of it, which is really exciting. But it's coming up in, I think, next week. So we couldn't make it there. But we're going to be able to do some stuff here on the show, do some reviews. So hopefully some of our reviewers will be on the ball. And we'll crack the whip. And maybe we can get a couple of interviews on the show. So, and maybe we'll do some. Maybe we'll review some stuff from Dinner in the Movie style. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but it'll be good. Maybe the three of us if Troy's up.
That would be cool. Yes.
All right, 4-day celebration of all things horror. The Overlook Film Festival, April 3rd through the 6th in New Orleans, Louisiana, America's most haunted city. Sounds pretty sweet. Opening night. Are we all on the same page?
I am on the same page.
All right. Opening night. I'll take the first one. Opening night in the movie is Drop.
Just interrupt for a second. Troy, I'm dropping it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Very good.
All right.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I saved all these, but trying to find them. They kind of saved all. Okay, drop. Boom. Director Christopher Landon will be in attendance. A widowed mother on her first date in years arrives at an upscale restaurant where she meets her handsome suitor, but their chemistry begins to curdle when she is terrorized by a series of anonymous drops to her phone.
Curdles.
Oh.
That is a really good word to use there.
Yeah.
I am struck. I was ew.
Yeah, that brings up some cool visuals.
Yes. That was.
So that's the opening night. The closing night is who wants to take the closing night film? Clown in a Cornfield.
Ooh. All right. That sounds up my alley. I'll do the clown. All right. The filmmaker in attendance, Eli Craig. The residents of Kettle Springs can't catch a break. Nothing has ever been the same since the treasured Bay Pen corn syrup factory burned down. And now a mysterious grinning figure has emerged from the cornfields to cleanse the town of its burdens. One bloody victim at a time in Eli Craig's Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, wow. Sweet.
Newest outing. The real fun starts when Friendo the Clown comes out to play. I love the name.
Sweet. That one sounds exciting, honestly.
Yeah.
And the picture is funny. That one girl is especially.
Yeah. I did see a trailer for that. It looks excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Really.
Oh, really?
The clown looks awesome.
Nice. So the next one is one we get to see.
And I love Troy'd love it.
Yeah, Troy, you'll really like this movie.
The Ugly Stepsister.
Nice.
Filmmaker in attendance, Emily Blickfeld. And in this warped, sinister spin on the Cinderella story, the lens shifts to a plain-faced Elvira, who is willing to do whatever it takes to compete with her enchantingly beautiful stepsister Agnes and win the prince's heart. No procedure is too gruesome, too bloody, or too painful to achieve her happily ever after in this visceral body hoarder from Norway.
Ooh.
It's gruesome.
Yeah, it's
that's got my juices flowing. Just the read up.
Really
there.
well made. Yeah, it's
wow.
not. It's
So
cool. It's cool. Is is like gross and all that stuff, but it's also a really good movie.
It's a very,
Okay.
very good movie.
This is actually fun. This whole festival sounds fun because we got like a lot of new stuff, but then there are also some fun old stuff like 13 Ghosts in Illusiono.
Get out.
The
That's awesome.
65th anniversary screening of the William Castle Classic.
Wow.
13 times the thrills, 13 times the screams, 13 times the fun. See the ghost in ectoplasmic color in Gimmick King William Castle's original Illusiono. Yes, 13 times the entertainment when you use the new ghost viewer provided to you by this very theater.
Oh, that's tremendous. That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that in the theater.
I think we shot in the theater one year for.
Yeah, it was at one of the at the Coolidge after midnight, one of the marathons, and they gave us the viewers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was pretty cool. And then
All
for
right.
Troy,
40 Acres. R.T. Thorne. Daniel Deadweiler anchors this heart-pounding post-apocalyptic genre blender as Haley Freeman, a ferocious matriarch and former soldier hell-bent on protecting her family and their farmlands from a band of marauding cannibals. In a world ravaged by plague and famine, thriving in survival mode, the Freemans must draw blood to secure their future and preserve the legacy of their past. Wow. So far, I'm down with each one of these.
yeah, that image is great.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me wonder what is around that corner.
Yeah.
I want to know.
And then you're drawing blood to secure the future. Kind of giving me like Omega Man kind of vibes there.
The next image is pretty excellent too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Abrams Boys, filmmaker Natasha Kermani in attendance.
Oh my God, I've read this book. I love it. I love this book. Yep, the short story by Joe Hill. It's so good.
Abraham's Boys. Following the events of Dracula, Abraham von Helsing moves his two sons, Max and Rudy, to the U.S. in an attempt to escape their past. It does not work. Based on the spine-tingling story by Joe Hill, Fest alum Natasha Kermani from Lucky Nightstream 20 directs a terrifying continuation of a classic tale.
Wow. All right.
Picture.
This means Nasty Neal, you got to get Joe Hill on the show. We got to like pick his brain.
I'll try. I'm a
going
fan.
on.
I'm a big fan of all his books that I've read.
Mm-hmm.
So the next movie is actually playing this weekend in Boston too, which
oh, cool.
And that is Ash.
Mm.
This is a special screening of Ash. Director Flying Lotus will be there in person. Mind-shredding, multi-hyphenate Flying Lotus pours the psychedelic contents of his galaxy brain into the sci-fi nightmare starring Isa Gonzalez as a sole-surviving astronaut awaking to discover her crew has been murdered mysteriously in the night. Psychological space terror ensues, as does a cryptic arrival by Aaron Paul as they walk to survive the neon-splattered horrors of the cosmic unknown.
Wow.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad we're not going to this one. This sounds like some amazing stuff.
Yeah. Plus, I've never been to New Orleans.
New Orleans is a fun town.
It was right after it. It's a whole other story. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh,
the next one is another one that we liked.
Best wishes to all. Yuda Shimatsu. A young nursing student gets an unexpectedly twisted dose of reality when she visits her grandparents in the countryside, only to uncover the secrets of their exceedingly happy life. Oh, I remember seeing the trailer for this one.
Yeah, we really liked it.
Director Yuda Shimatsu's unsettling debut draws from classics like Audition and The Wicker Man to create a wholly unique vision. Wow. So you guys have seen that one too, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, we saw it at Buff.
Nice.
This is Chain Reactions. This was great. I really enjoyed this. Chain Reactions, the documentary. Filmmaker Alexandre Philippe in attendance. For 50 years, Tobe Hooper's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre has terrified audiences by worming its way into their subconscious. In this documentary, analyzing its profound, lasting influence, director Alexandre O. Philippe from 7852 in Overlook 17 dives into the memory palaces of 5 iconic artists whose lives were forever altered by seeing it. Patton Oswalt, Takashi Miike, Alexandra Heller-Nicholas, Stephen King, and Karen Kusama.
Wow. That one looks so good from the trailer too. I'd like to see that.
I really related to some of the takes on how this influenced. Patton Oswalt was like he was the first person. I'm like, that's yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the first time I saw this movie, I was like in junior high school with friends, and we rented it for like a friend night sleepover, whatever movie, because my friends were strange, of course. And when I think about it, I don't know if I saw it alone after they left or if they were there, because I was in such a like surreal state of mind that I don't remember if there were other people there with me, because I was like, I didn't have a mom that was showing me nothing. All of my experiences were fresh, out of the box, no prep. So it was like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Because there's no, you guys know there was no advertising for stuff like this.
Oh yeah.
Like this is, you go and you're like, oh, I've heard of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, let's get it. And then it's happening. It doesn't even feel like a real movie.
Yeah, it feels like you're watching something you're not supposed to be watching.
Yes. So it was really interesting. His was my favorite interview. Takashi Miike was really good too. They were all good, but yeah.
Yeah, it's probably cool just getting everybody's take on things.
Yeah, I like that they picked like a variety of people.
Yeah, they're very, very different places that people are coming from.
Next up, Cloud.
Eerie.
Ooh.
Japanese horror legend Kiyoshi Kurosawa, Cure and Pulse, returns to his trademark discomfort zone in this unpredictable psychological genre-bending screw-turner following an online reseller whose bogus products land him in the crosshairs of mysterious violent threats which reach increasingly close to home. Sounds like it could be about me.
Cure and Pulse are good. Those are some 2 good movies. So
another one I'd like to see too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, this is a creepy looking one here.
Oh,
you're not kidding. Dead Lover. Grace Glowicki. True poetic eternal love conquers all. A gravedigger stench, a tragic shipwreck, even death. With only a severed finger as remembrance. Whoa, this one's getting bizarre.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
A heartbroken romantic embarks on a madcap mission to reanimate the love of her life. Co-written, directed, and audaciously performed by Grace Glowicki. This peculiar tale is in equal measure grotesque and delightful, raunchy and surreal. Wow.
Oh, and she'll be there in attendance.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. And that's a great picture. That's
I wonder if that's her.
Wicked cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so far I don't think there's one that I wouldn't like to see from this.
Oh, wow. They're playing Death Becomes Her. Wow. Death Becomes Her. Introduction by guest curator Flying Lotus from Robert Zemeckis. Some people will go to any lengths to stay young forever. I don't know if I've seen this since it came out.
It's a really good movie, honestly, but I probably haven't either. I remember seeing it at the theater, and I don't know if I've seen it since then either, but it's a really fun movie. And that's an interesting choice. It's not one I would think that would play at a festival.
Yeah.
I wonder why they chose it. I'd be It's interesting because I would think they'd put it in there. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why this?
Yeah.
Not
Now,
like
the
it's a
next-
bad movie, and like you said, it's not. I think it's people don't think of it, so that's
Yeah.
really happy, but I'm
Yeah.
still curious.
Because
What
the
about
next,
Flying Lotus? This person.
yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe it's because one of their movie was playing, so maybe it's something that's personal to them.
Yeah, that's true. Because also this next one.
Yeah, which it's one of my favorite
love it.
movies of like the 2000s, I guess, and that is The Descent, 20th anniversary screening, introduction by guest curator Flying Lotus, the scariest movie in Earth.
Nice.
Aha, that's a great
Yeah.
line.
It's hard
It
to
is.
argue that one too. That's
Yeah, and it is a scary movie. So I guess a lot of these the throwback movies that they're playing are all maybe they have a guest curator each year. That'd be interesting.
Oh, that could be.
yeah. That would be kind of cool. All right.
She looks like she's in a
Free
cranberry bog in your neck of the woods.
All right. Frewaka. Iceland Clark. Irish folkloric terror awaits in this remarkably atmospheric bone chiller about a care worker who, after suffering a personal tragedy, leaves her Dublin home for a remote assignment in the North Country to look after an elderly shut-in. Deep inside her new abode, she finds a portal to something far more sinister. Ooh.
Interesting.
All right,
And
I'm down.
Gaelic. It's actually in Gaelic, the language.
Oh, that is maybe that's the one I saw the trailer for then. 'Cause
Yeah, I think we
saw
played
one.
the trailer for when we were talking about Buff movie because I also played Buff.
Did we get that movie to screen?
I'll have to check. If we did, I'll send.
Cool.
If we did, it was sent separately.
I feel like
we've seen multiple movies called Good Boy, but they were all shorts. This is a feature.
Interesting. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Good boy. Filmmaker in attendance, Ben Leonberg. Indy is a good boy. A faithful dog, he is always by his human Todd's side. When Todd seeks quiet in an empty family home in the countryside, Indy finds there is a strange, malevolent presence lurking in the shadows, an evil that only he can sense. Shot entirely from Indy's perspective, Ben Leonberg's first feature balances bark with bite. We've all been around dogs, and we know they'll sometimes do weird, like looking at things or like spinning and stuff, and like, what is even happening?
And I've heard that this is told all because I've seen people talk about this movie on social media, and it's told all through the point of view of the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Sweet.
Yeah. Shot entirely from Indy's perspective.
Oh yeah, just okay. So Hollow Road. Filmmaker Babek Anvari will be there. Rosamund Pike and Matthew Rhys shine as distraught parents in a race against time as they speed through the night to reach their daughter after a distressing phone call. Lauded director Babak Anvari, under the shadow and wounds, lends his signature tension to this disturbing pulse pounder. Sounds good.
Rosamund Pike, she's always good in stuff. She's the Aes Sedai and Wheel of Time.
Oh,
she's very familiar.
Yeah.
I think she was also in like Gone Girl and probably a bunch of other movies.
How's that show working out? How's this show working out?
I'm digging season 2.
All right.
It's good. Like I had forgotten like how much Jordan had kind of borrowed from Tolkien, but
oh yeah,
once you remember that, you'll be fine with it.
This one looks cool, Troy. This image is.
Oh yeah, nice spooky image. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
All right, The Home. Matthias J. Skoglund from Sweden. Terrified at facing the scars from his past, alcoholic and drug addict Joel returns to his small town to move his dementia-ridden mother, Monica, is pretty downtrodden so far,
Right.
out of her elderly care facility to look after her himself. When he starts to experience strange visions, he realizes she might have brought something else back with her. Ooh.
So what does he do? Like, sorry, Mom, group.
Yeah.
Go back to the home, woman.
I'm
she
into it.
looks stressed.
I'm down.
She's stressed.
Next
Sounds
up,
familiar.
It.
Filmmaker Joseph Kahn in attendance. Has been science teacher Hank, Brandon Routh, or Routh, is the only one suspicious of the ick, a pervasive gooey growth that has permeated through his town. It is seemingly harmless until now. Teaming up with student Grace, Hank must fight to stop this parasitic alien and the apathy of the town it is absorbing. Laced with 2000s emo and pop punk hits, Joseph Kahn brings frenetic energy to this sci-fi horror satire.
All right.
Hey.
Yeah.
Is it set in the 2000s?
Yeah, I guess so. Interesting. 2000s are now getting the nostalgia fest.
Yeah.
I thought we were still in the 90s. Or they realized that the 90s fucking sucked and they kept it going.
I guess, yeah, early 2000s.
Mhm.
Emo and pop. I don't know, interesting, I guess. I mean, it is over 20 years ago now, the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
All right. It ends.
Ooh.
Filmmaker Alexander Ulam will be there. 4 recent college grads out for an innocent late night drive find themselves trapped in a seemingly never-ending hellscape where they're being haunted by mysterious forces.
Ooh.
Questions of friendship and existentialism are explored in director Alexander Ulam's genre-bending first feature, equal parts terrifying and thought-provoking.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm. Existentialism is always a draw. Looking into the depths. Oh,
Whoa.
man.
This looks
That
like,
kid up in the top is...
yeah, look at those eyes. They friggin' rule.
That guy in the bottom corner looks like an asshole.
That's
Doesn't he?
Troy. Oh, yeah.
So what happens to these...
This is Life Hack. I think this is Troy's.
Yes.
I think you're muted, Troy.
Is Troy still with us?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
All right, Ronan Corrigan, who it doesn't say if he'll be there or not. From the producers of former Overlook opener Unfriended, Dark Web, which I enjoyed, comes a non-stop high-tension thriller following 4 slacker teens as they descend into the darkest corners of the internet to plan one of the greatest cyber heists of all time. That might be the first one. Doesn't sound too interesting to me.
Yeah, I think this last group, few, I think maybe for a different, age range.
Yeah, it might be for a younger group.
This next one.
Another, I wonder, here we go. Interesting that they chose that picture, too.
Oh, it's a great picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's iconic. That is a scary fucking looking face.
So this is also by guest curator Flying Lotus. Well, I'm very interested to find out more about Flying Lotus.
Introduction by guest curator Flying Lotus, the tribute to David Lynch.
Nice.
And the soul line is Dick Laurent. Great film. This is one of the Lynch ones I really enjoy. I'm not a big Mulholland Drive, but The Lost Highway on the other road, I'm good with.
All right. Very cool. Look at, wow.
Whoa.
I'm a big monster fan, so I'm into this. Monster Island. In 1942, deep in the Pacific theater of World War II, a Japanese soldier and British prisoner of war find themselves washed ashore on a dangerous deserted island. As these sworn enemies soon discover, they are not alone. As a fanged amphibious creature called the Orang Utan wishes to kill them even more than they wish to kill each other. I love this setup. Sounds like what's the movie when it's like the two aliens on the planet?
Oh yeah, Enemy Mine.
Enemy Mine. Yeah, sounds similar setup, but with monsters.
That picture's great.
Yeah, that one really has me curious. That is something I would like to see.
On a weird wrestling side of life, the Orang Utan is a character that I can't think of the guy's name. TJP. That's like his alter ego. He will dress up as this monster, which I had never heard of before.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess it's like a Singapore monster or something.
Yeah. No, I want to find out.
By the way, this is a really good drink. Roar Organic Cucumber Watermelon Water.
Whoa.
I'm sure Troy would not like it, but I like it.
Yeah, that wouldn't be for me, but
This is the Elderflower Tonic Water by Fever Tree, which
Sounds
I
good.
thought, I hate tonic water, but it's elderflower, so I love it. And I really didn't love it.
Oh, no.
So I started thinking about it as like lemonade with elderflower, and now I like it.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I saw the new limited edition Starbucks. I thought of you when I saw it. It's a vanilla lavender. It's one of the new.
I got it with you the other day.
Huh?
I
Oh
got-
no! It's just plain coffee that you can buy.
Oh yeah, I have it.
Oh, yeah. It's this one of this new limited edition spring ones.
I have it. It's over a whole box of it.
All right, Troy,
All right.
You're up next.
The
I think we've heard of this
Phantom
one.
of the Opera, 100th anniversary. That just sounds so great.
I know.
Wow.
With a live music accompaniment.
Sweet.
I think let's hear more. Oh, that's too cool. Feast your eyes, glut your soul on my accursed ugliness. The man of 1,000 faces anoints this seminal work of cinema that foretold the age of universal monsters. How cool is that?
Love it. This festival rules. This is
Yeah,
like a lot
hell
of
yeah.
amazing
A little
stuff.
bit of everything for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this next one, Predators by David Ossett. Director David Ossett's unnerving, intricate examination of the once lauded To Catch a Predator delves deep into the real-life horrors of how far one TV show will go to turn disturbing crimes and disturbed people into entertainment. As heartbreaking as it is chilling, this shocking documentary explores the thin line between monster and human.
Wow.
That was quite the show. Is that still on?
I don't really know, to be honest with you.
I don't think so. Because it had some backlash because I believe someone killed themselves. That was on one of the latest episodes.
That might be part of this whole documentary. Then.
Yeah. Then there was also people saying that it is a form of entrapment. So.
Oh, well, yeah, it is. But
I watched.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Entrapment of whom?
Well, I'm just I'm not saying I necessarily agree with this, but there are people who put out the idea that I actually don't agree with this, honestly, but the idea that like if those people weren't interacting, that the would-be predators wouldn't like go there. But I mean, they're going out of their way to be in a chat room to find these people. So
yeah, come on now.
It's not like they were just contacting them out of the blue or something. Next up is Reanimator, the 40th anniversary screening, 4K ultra high definition restoration presented by Fangoria, and actress Barbara Crampton will be there in person.
Nice.
Herbert West has a very good head on his shoulders and another one in a dish on his desk in this all-time classic from former Master of Horror recipient and founding festival advisor board member Stuart Gordon. Sweet. So that's a really cool history here for this festival that they were.
Oh, that's awesome.
The first time I was in LA for was it End Zone 2? It must have been. I thought I saw Stuart Gordon. We were in contact with Stuart Gordon on and off throughout the years, and he was going to come on several times, but unfortunately, it never happened.
That's too bad.
But I believe he was, had a lot of health problems in his later years. Here we go.
All right. Redux. Filmmaker in attendance, Kevin McManus. Revenge is hard. Doing it again and again is harder. Emmy-nominated brothers Kevin and Matthew McManus, American Vandal and Cobra Kai, present a gritty sci-fi thriller that follows a mother on a warpath through parallel universes in a desperate attempt to quench her desire for revenge. I'm down with revenge. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, who doesn't like revenge?
Sweet.
All right. Boom.
Oh shoot! I just a second. Rosario from Felipe Vargas. When the grief-stricken young Rosario is forced to wait overnight with the body of her deceased grandmother.
Oh.
Yeah, until an ambulance can get to her through a severe snowfall. She falls prey to ghoulish attacks from supernatural possessors determined to wreak havoc on her.
Oh, man. That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, that one sounds good. This is really cool. The Shrouds from David Cronenberg, his new film.
Oh,
wow.
All hail! The reigning king of body horror returns with another tale of corruption, greed, conspiracy, and technology. Vincent Cassel stars as a grieving widower who develops a device that allows the bereaved to connect with their deceased loved ones in David Cronenberg's most personal film to date. Wow.
That might be cool, too.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested why this is so personal to him.
Yeah. All right. We got the Spirit of Halloween Town.
I'm trying to find the...
Oh.
There we go. I'm sorry, I couldn't find the picture.
Oh, no worries. Brett Whitcomb and Bradford Thomason in attendance. What does it mean to live in a place known for Halloween? Set in St. Helens, Oregon? Is that where Oahu?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. The filming site of the 98 Disney Channel movie Halloween Town. I've never seen it. This heartfelt documentary follows the local residents and the impact that the movie has had on their lives and traditions. Steeped in often hilarious communal disagreements and spooky imagery, Spirit of Halloween Town is a colorful love letter to the town's legacy and dedication to our favorite holiday. Have you guys seen this movie?
Oh.
No, I haven't. And they actually contacted us today too. The Spirit of Halloween Town about coming on. So.
Oh,
nice.
I'll have to watch it then, just in case.
Yeah, all the people who made this movie. So yeah. All right, next up.
Tales from the Crypt Demon Night, the 30th anniversary screening.
Wow.
Director Ernest Dickerson in person. It's funny how some of them say in attendance and some of them say in person.
Yeah.
In person. Fasten your drool cups and ready your vomit bags. We're going to the movies. Frights, camera, action. It's time for the full horror debut of the legendary Ernest Dickerson.
Nice.
Yahoo.
Yeah. That's sweet. And he's going to be receiving the Masters of Horror.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm a big fan of that movie, and I'm glad that it seems like it's getting more respect in the recent years.
Yeah.
So people liked it, but you never really heard a lot of people talk about it. But it gets talked about more.
I think it's because that second Tales from the Crypt movie was so poor.
Yeah, I agree.
remember they were going to make like at least a trilogy, and then because
Yeah, I forget.
Bordello of Blood was so bad.
Yeah,
like,
there is
never
a third one that they it's no longer a Tales from the Crypt movie. I forget what
Oh.
movie it is, but I think we interviewed the person who made it and said originally it was going to be the third one. I forget what movie it is now. But anyway, 30th anniversary. Maybe we should. I'm going to try to get Ernest Dickerson on.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. And Billy Zane.
Yeah, Billy Zane. But plus Ernest Dickerson's getting the 2025 Masters of Horror Award, so I think it'd be cool.
Oh, that's badass. That would be too cool.
Touch Me. Filmmaker Addison Hyman in attendance. And Addison's Hypochondriac and Overlook 22. They're their previous films. Sorry. Wild and Absurd new feature. Intergalactic polyamory and one very codependent friendship collide when stoner roommates Craig and Joey have to suddenly move out of their apartment and decide to shack up with Joey's toxic ex, who happens to be a horny narcissist alien from outer space.
I'm down.
A tale as old as time. I love
They
that
got
they added
me.
that part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Couple lines.
Yep.
Perfect.
Whoa,
This is
this one.
This is a really interesting title.
I love the title. The true
Uh,
beauty of being bitten by a tick.
I've heard it's not a great time.
No,
I've
probably
been-
not.
I've been bitten by a tick, but
Did you
when I
have
was
any
young.
severe symptoms?
No, thank God. I don't have the picture here for
Okay.
some reason.
Nope.
Well,
Woman with a tick bite on her back.
Yeah.
she doesn't look excited about it.
No. Pete O's. He is also in attendance. Zoe Chow, the after party, stars as Yvonne, a woman reeling from a tragedy. I always have tragic women in my movies here that I read.
It's sad. What
I
do you
know.
mean,
There's
Troy?
something about me, I think. I'm bringing it out. Who takes some much needed time away with a group of friends at their home in the countryside. Also in the countryside. I got this countryside sad women. After a walk through the woods, what seems like an innocuous tick bite has grotesquely unexpected consequences in this creepy little shocker from Fest alum Pete O's.
All right.
All right.
Mhm.
Like to see what happens. Maybe she turns into a tick.
Ew. That would suck.
Yeah.
Zodiac Killer Project by
Nice.
Charlie Shackleton.
It's a good
When-
name.
Right? This is a great image. When a passion project completely disintegrates, most filmmakers give up, move on, and mourn their masterpiece that got away. But Charlie Shackleton is not most filmmakers. The wreckage of his derailed attempt at a Zodiac Killer documentary rises from the dead in Shackleton's devilish grip as a wry, eerie, postmodern commentary on our cultural fascination with true crime and collective bloodlust.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is really wild. The short films of David Lynch.
Oh, wow.
Tribute to David Lynch. David Lynch lives forever in this disturbing collection of formative nightmares, showcasing his short form roots spanning back to his art school days years before and during the making of Eraserhead. I probably haven't seen most of these or any.
No.
So I think that's a really interesting thing to be shown.
Mhm.
They
Oh, a big jump. There's a goes from 1967, 68,
Yeah.
74 to 1995.
Wow.
Sick Men Getting Sick, The Alphabet, The Grandmother, the amputee version 1 and version 2, and Premonitions Following an Evil Deed.
That's the one from 1995. That's a
Yeah.
21 year.
Damn.
That's pretty
Whoa.
And it's
Ooh.
like a feature film length, 97 minutes.
nice. That'll be cool. Oh, the shorts program. Number 1. Apocalypse Pretty Soon. Filmmakers in attendance. Just Wait from Blaine Morris, Vines, Luke Zwaniger, Los Muchachos, Last to Leave, They Come Home to Die, Endsgiving, and the Flacata Effect.
Huh.
Flacalta Effect.
Well, I'm interested. They're
83
short.
minutes.
Yeah, shorts are always fun.
We didn't see any of those.
No, that's interesting, actually.
Yeah. Short program 2, The Furies. So I'm guessing this is a bunch of lady-oriented films. Call Earl from director Jordan Pfeiffer. Cruelty from director Sam Das. Slush, director Ashley George. Destroyer, director Jed Myers. The Beguiling, Dr. Iswache Shane McSalby. Away with the Fairies, director Renee Brar. Brand New Cadillac, director Stacy Hajduk and Sophia Tatum. 100-minute
Sweet.
block. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so far we've not seen any of these, and usually I'm not saying we see everyone, but we see a lot of the few shorts, over at different ones. So it's nice to see so many new things here.
Yeah.
In Shorts Program 3, Freaky, with filmmakers in attendance. We have Mr. Static by director Mike Williamson. Boy Band by director Benedict Chu. Arson by director Aaron Broussard. Deadly Duels 12 by director Justine Bede. The Traveler and the Troll by director Adam Murray. Easy Bake by director Sasha Duncan. Dry January by director C.J. Arellano. Cataratas by director Francisco Bedomir. 92 minutes. Sweet.
Nice.
Now I want one of those little tiny cakes that come out of the Easy Bake Oven.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Every time's a good time for one of those.
Yeah. All right. Well, wow. This is a loaded film festival. Shorts, new movies of all different kinds from all over the world, and some really cool and interesting, classic movies. And Reanimator is really making the rounds because it's the 40th anniversary, and it's amazing. But there's some ones here that you don't see everywhere at festivals. So. Even 100-year-old movies.
Is really...
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's because So very interesting. I'm sorry we missed some of the things there. Lynch shorts. Dave Denman's really excited about. Not a fan of Bordello Blood, but John Reddy is.
Oh.
Lynch documentary. Let's see. Demon Knight was really good. Yeah, I agree. We saw that at one of the it's interesting because in my mind I don't remember it being that great, and then it played at one of the Halloween marathons we were at like several years ago, and I was like, oh wow, this movie's way better than I give it credit for. So Charlie Don't Surf, a great line from Apocalypse Now. Nasty. So I don't know if that was a reference to one of the movies or he's just calling me out.
Might have been you, Chief.
I mean, that is your name.
Yeah. What also hurt Bordello was it came out the same year as Dusk Till Dawn. The much better whole. That's true. It is much better.
I was really disappointed with Dusk Till Dawn because
you and Troy are not fans. I'm
not a big fan either.
Thank you. And when I first heard about it, it was the Tarantino stuff had been out, and a friend of mine had heard about it and was telling me. And my imagination of what the film would be was very, very different from the comedy that it was.
Yeah, I love Cheech Marin in it, and that's about it.
Yeah. Just not my jam.
I'm a fan.
You can be. And
doesn't make you a bad person.
Corey Feldman and Dennis Miller, no one deserved that. I don't know. Dennis Miller's kind of a jackass. He probably deserved it.
Yep.
That's fine. No, that's good. I'm glad that John Reddy likes it. I'll give it another shot sometime. That little blip. All right. So we got a lot of people lined up. We'll figure it all out. Who's going to be on what week? Tomorrow we'll be recording an interview with the fine folks of Screamboat.
Neal and I saw that. Oh my God, what a delight.
Oh, you guys did see it?
Yeah, we get to see it. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
So that was cool. So we get to see Screamboat and I Heart Willie, 2 movies about the same
God, I thought
character.
they were the same movie. I did not know there were 2 separate
completely
ones.
different.
Very, very opposite directions.
Okay.
Their style.
Yeah, it was a cool double feature to see 2 people take the same source material and do 2 completely different things with it.
And I feel like it helped me appreciate the other for the differences.
Yeah, I agree.
That's cool then.
It's an interesting little experiment, I think, to give different filmmakers, like you can use this 100-year-old character now because they're public domain, and
That's
what are you going to do with it?
Too, to think about that's 100 years old.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Excuse me. All right. So yeah, we'll be back next week. Next week's what, April? Wow, that's crazy. This month flew by.
No good.
Whoa.
Yeah, seriously. Time's just whipping right along.
Arbor Day. It's gonna be a good time. I guess honestly, wow. So Buff was so great. I know we talked a lot about it. We've got a lot of great, really fun and interesting live streams Annabelle and I did from Buff. It was really a wonderful time. And watching stuff is so much stuff, so much great stuff, and then such a great community feel, and so many people that were really like positive. It's a really good experience to be there. And
did anybody buy you guys a popcorn like I told them to?
No, just us. I bought one, and then Annabelle bought one.
Yeah, and it was good.
It was really good. I could eat some popcorn right now.
Yeah, I went to movie theater
with real butter at the brand.
Yeah,
perfectly buttery.
Yeah, and they didn't just throw some at the top, and then so you got it. Oh wow, I got a couple nice buttery bites at the top, and then the rest of it's blah.
Right.
They took their time. They buttered it and salted it as they're going on.
That's awesome.
So
that's the only problem with the self-buttering stations. If you don't have 2 buckets,
how are you gonna?
You really can't.
Yeah.
You bring a bag with you.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
And
that's
what I'm doing.
I don't look. So it was so many people there. I can't name everybody because we'll forget somebody. But everyone was so nice. But I do have to say, really thank you to Everum from Boston Underground Film Festival. He really gave me a rah speech about making art. He's like, make art. But he told me this earlier. Then the last day when we were saying goodbye, gave me a hug and he just told me, make Arbor Day the movie you want it to be. And I was like,
nice, that's awesome.
And then he went out, and then he started telling me that he doesn't follow many people, but I won't say everything he told me, but it was very nice, and it made me feel like, hey, this guy believes in me. And so
you look like Burgess Meredith?
Yeah.
Because that would be awesome.
No, he looks kind of like Gomez Adams, I think.
Oh, okay.
But Evram is the man. Evram's awesome.
That's not flattering.
I think it is.
It's
depends on which Gomez, I guess.
I suppose that's true.
From the movie version.
All right.
Oh, okay.
That's cool then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very nice. Everyone has been very supportive, which is very, very nice, including these 2 people right here.
These crazy buggers right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's a very special thing to make Arbor Day with these 2 people over here. 2 of the closest people to my heart.
Aw.
Terrible Troy and Annabelle. So thank you both.
Thanks for the inclusion.
Of course. And I love that shirt. We gotta put some
See.
I gotta I just basically change a little photo, the pictures on the side of me, Troy, and Annabelle, and re-release these.
Yes.
Cool.
They put out some other cool. I love the comic book design, so
Yeah,
I've got a lot of cool pictures Troy's drawn over the years. We'll put some of these out. I got a message earlier from Mr. Bill Whedon.
Yes.
And he's keeping me on task because he's got all these ideas. We've got a lot of stuff coming out with Bill Whedon, movie stuff, but he's all excited about getting Guys and Fries calendar done for next year. So he's got several ideas for his photo shoot. So
I can only imagine. Bill really likes nudity.
He does.
That's true. He probably likes it a lot more than I do. So
yeah.
Is he gonna get spanked by a fry?
I believe his idea includes him and Todd. So he'll,
oh, nice. That's perfect.
So he's gonna be.
I still have dibs on the curly fries, though.
All right. Yeah. Dan Yeager wants the steak fries.
Nice.
I don't know
Maybe
what
you
it
can have
says
the
about it.
shoestring fry. Can't just be fries. There's got to be some potatoes.
Yeah,
I have mine planned though.
I want someone in a tub of mashed potatoes.
I think that's gonna have to be you, because who else is gonna fucking do it?
I'll do it.
Yeah, you need to do that.
All right, so next time we're at a place, we're gonna buy a bunch of mashed potatoes for the hotel. But then we gotta clean out the hotel.
Yeah, that's gonna go on your credit card, man. That's not gonna go on me this time.
Well, I think we gotta cheat it. So we put something down. So then we
Don't tell people the magic.
All right,
Tell them how the magic works.
Then you need gravy. Oh, we'll think.
You got to supply your own.
That gravy in my chest. I've got a very cherry chest here. I don't know about
You're
that.
gonna have well, no, because you have to. Are you gonna go for au natural or are you gonna trim?
Oh no, the original idea for Guys and Fries is burly man and potato products. So a burly man does not shave his chest. And nothing against anyone out there who manscapes and shaves their chest.
I'll have my hairy chest on display too.
Someone
I just got to get a poet shirt. That's what I need. Need the poet shirt, the fan blowing so my hair's blowing in the breeze. I'll have a basket of curly fries.
Dude, that's awesome.
I'll have the smolder stare. It'll be all good.
Yeah, we need someone to embrace the tater tot.
Well,
I'm not a big fan of tater tots, but I think someone needs some tater tots.
I'm sure that some lovely person in the biz will be down for it.
Maybe some hash browns.
Oh, hash browns are good.
Yeah.
It might be a Michael St. Michael's thing, maybe.
Right. Yeah, sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Is there such thing as a potato taco? Because he really likes tacos.
Ooh.
Actually, yes, because when I've been traveling with Michael and Sophia, one of the only fast food places where they is Taco Bell, because they order the it's a potato burrito or potato taco. You know what? I've never had it, but I'll be honest, it sounds pretty good. It's fried potatoes.
Yeah, I would do it.
I'm not a big fan of the Taco Bell.
No, me neither.
Kind of like Applebee's on that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the idea of a potato, instead of meat.
Yeah.
I actually think that works. It works. Yeah.
Make one.
Yeah, you got to talk Danny Trejo into being like the taco.
Danny Trejo has vegan tacos. That is the first time I had jackfruit tacos.
Oh.
And if I had no idea, if no one told me, just serve this to me, what is this? I would have sworn it was pulled pork.
No way, really? Wow.
Has the same consistency.
Wow.
That's
Are you going to experiment with jackfruit yourself?
I would, yeah. I don't know if that's the only place I could buy it, but usually for breakfast, I'm sure no one gives a shit. But I do breakfast potato. If I don't make a smoothie, I do breakfast potatoes. But I use sweet potatoes.
Oh, okay.
You chop up some sweet potatoes. You start them going. Some olive oil. Then I add in onions, peppers, mushrooms, and sometimes I'll repurpose some chicken meat from rotisserie chicken or chicken sausage. or egg whites.
Sounds very nice.
He's got this all figured out.
You sure do.
Yeah. Salt, seasoned salt, pepper, some sage, and you got to have the rosemary. Rosemary's the
That's
key.
the secret.
Yeah. Rosemary makes it pop.
Mm-hmm.
Whole Foods might have jackfruit.
Yeah. And smoked paprika, too. Yeah, and I can't find blue potatoes anywhere. The only place I ever find the blue potatoes is at the farmer's market. They're very healthy for you.
They'll be starting up again soon, though, your farmers markets.
Yeah.
The jackfruit is widely cultivated through tropical regions, including India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and the rainforests of Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Australia. So if you have like an Indian food place,
so my market basket sells tons of Asian vegetables now, which is great.
It's not.
So I've been getting the Chinese broccoli, which is nothing like broccoli. It's more almost like bok choy, really. And then I love the Japanese eggplant. Awesome. But then my other supermarket, the Stop and Shop, they've started to sell a lot of Hispanic produce. So I've been getting these. I think they're called Cuban. I forget the technical name, but they're Cuban sweet potatoes. And so they have a nutty. They're a little sweet, almost tropical fruit flavor with kind of nutty. They're really good. They don't taste anything like a sweet potato.
And what are they called? Because I could probably get that in the town I work in.
Let me look them up. I think they begin with a B. But I haven't.
Guys,
They don't. I mean, they
check
don't.
on the dogs. So
Well, we're going to take off. Just give me 1 second, and then we'll do our send off. I'll find them later and send you the link. I'll tell you what they are exactly. But anyway, until next week, this is Nasty Neal
and Terrible Troy.
This is Annabelle Lecter,
and this is Without
Your
Head.
And to play us out, we're going to play the new music video from Sexorama, our music of the month.
Oh, nice.
Alien Sex Bot. And then the credits will play after that. But here it is. We're playing the whole music video, Sexorama.